nice. We'll see who pops up first. If anybody. I mean, it's like 2:30 in the morning. I bet you Vazen still show up real quick. I bet you he still show up real quick. Like, maybe not. We'll see. I'll give it like 30 seconds and then we'll get right into it. Give it a quick 30. You know what I'm saying? We at 34 right now. We'll give it to like 1 minute, right? And then we'll see who finds their way in here. If anybody, because there he is, Vazen. Hello, good sir. All right, now that Vazen's here, we got one person in the building. We get started, right? Shout out to you, my good brother. Our good brother, life abolitionist, aka the Black Anarchist, aka J. Charles, the prolific author J. Charles, just finished his stream, his 9.5-hour stream. Like, that nigga went into. He's been going in the last few days. He's been having long fucking streams, bro. But now that he's done with his, I figured, literally like a few minutes ago, fuck it, we start ours. I've been telling Illicit that I'm going live for like 5 hours now, but I wanted to wait for, LA to stop his. Like, I don't like overlapping streams if I could help it, even though I don't think most of the people on that particular stream are going to come over here. I just don't like doing such things because I want to tune into his shit. You know what I'm saying? I want to, even if I'm not watching the whole thing, I want to pop in and out, So anyway, on that note, let's slide on over here. Let's reverse this. Slide on over here, right? So, actually, we might as well do this for now. I was sitting here for the light. So y'all gotta at least see me while I'm talking to you. So, this stream is titled Responsibility, Legacy, and Your Reasons for Living. 3 things people in our little section of the internet really don't like to talk about. Let's be real, right? 3 things that we don't really fuck with like that. 3 words we don't even, responsibilities, nigga, legacy, nigga, fuck all of that shit. Like, the other day I was talking to Chris Sideris, shout out to him, hell the brother. We was talking about this and it gave me a thought on the responsibilities. I was talking with T Sizzle the other day about legacy. He made a video talking about legacy and commented on it. We talked a little, so it made me think about these things from our perspective. Fuck the mainstream, fuck the NPC normie perspective, fuck all that shit. Like, when they say that, what I'm saying? Like, because a lot of people, I feel like in this section of reality, when they hear the words legacy or something, the first thing they think of is like children, because a lot of them are antinatalists. So that's just like, and I go, that's not all legacy is. Just because some fucking, like retard out there says that's my legacy. That's not your legacy. Is anything and everything you've ever done and will ever do. Any effect you've ever had in any way, shape, or form, whether you like it or not, whether you want to or not, whether you admit it or not, you're leaving a legacy. You got no fucking choice. Whether you have kids, don't have kids, doesn't matter. You're still leaving a legacy. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna talk on that. No Ray's Rizwan. I'm not Norea. Nora is Rizwan. I don't know. Hello to you there. Are you a gangster? No, I'm not a gangster. I left those days behind me. Said hi. Bro, you're so cool. If you say so. If you say so. I don't think most people would agree with you. I don't even think that I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? I would say I'm pretty uncool. But let's get into it. I got a few of y'all. There's 5 of y'all in here at 3 in the morning. Like, shout out to y'all. I even got a like. That's very nice. We like that. I never get likes. I'll get like 300 views and I have like 10 likes on a video. I'm like, how? Like, do y'all hate me that much? Like, 300 of y'all watched the whole video and only 10 of you liked it? Like, get the fuck out of here, The problem with this term legacy is how it gets overused in this specific way of, oh, I want legacy for my children, legacy of wage slaving. No, make your legacy go way beyond that. Exactly. And that's what we gonna discuss today. But first, we start with responsibilities, right? So let's flip this camera, right? So last week, y'all saw I made this live stream. I sent it to Chris, didn't I? Right? Yeah. Why so delusional? Based on something that Chris had asked in one of his live streams about people making delusions and things along these lines. So if y'all ain't seen that, go check that out. And sent it to Chris. He responded to me with Shout out to this brother here. He said, "You're right. People want no responsibilities because again, we was talking about the fact that whether you realize it or not, you're responsible for a bunch of shit. And I don't mean like it's your responsibility to take, no. I mean like if you go to work, you pay taxes, you don't like, I don't know, warfare or anything the government may do with your tax money, you're still responsible for it. Your slave labor is still funding it, and you're not saying no. Simple shit like that that anyone can understand, right? Now take that to any level of reality. With anything you do or don't do, with anything you affect, right? Anything you affect, you're responsible for, right? That's your responsibility. It doesn't mean like you're supposed to take ownership of the thing and then control. No, it just means you take ownership of yourself. Stop letting other things own you and tell you what to do. And then you make the excuse, well, I had to do it because they said so. You didn't have to do it. You chose to do it because you were too pussy to say no, right? It's like somebody puts a gun in your face and says, do this or else. Suck my toes right now or I'll put a bullet in your brain. Nigga, shoot me. I'll nigga right here, right in the back of the door. You see where that divot is, where the spine connects to the right there. Empty the mag, bro. Like, I'm not sucking your toes, nigga. Like you get what I'm saying? Like, nigga got fungus. He's crusty. Suck my toes, or I'm gonna shoot you in the face. You could say no and get shot in the face. You could lunge from him. You could try to fight him, or you could go suck his fucking toes, nigga. I don't know what to do, do with you, but either way, you're making the choice, right? If he says, yo, let me get $100 out you so I can go spend it on raping someone. Like what? Yeah. I'm gonna go take this $100, right? I'm gonna go buy some rope and some candy, and I'm gonna get some paint. I'm gonna paint the side of my all white van, and it's gonna say candy. And I'm gonna drive up to children and say, "Hey kids, you want some candy?" And whoever reaches in the van, I'm gonna snatch them in the van and take them. If you give that motherfucker $100, you are now responsible for. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah, you're not fully responsible for his actions and him choosing to go kidnap and rape children, but you just helped fund him rape children. Do you get what I'm saying? Like it's real simple shit. And a lot of people in this world complain about a lot of things in this world. I'm talking about like right here, right now as humans. The responsibility part, today is going to be this is going to be a very human down to earth conversation. Everybody always wants to be in the clouds so they can push everything 5 million miles away. Today's going to be real down to earth, right? A lot of motherfuckers will blame everything outside of themselves for the things that they do. Oh, it was the mind virus. No, it wasn't, nigga. You did that. You know you did that, because if you could sit here and blame the mind virus, then you know there's somewhere to blame, right? Like you're not retarded. Like if it's a fucking retarded 4-year-old doing some shit, yeah, okay, they're not to blame. They literally can't. Like they don't know better. But the moment you know better, it's your fault, right? Anything. If you walk by and you see like a man raping a child or some shit and you just turn the other way, nigga, you're now complicit. You're now complicit. It just is what it is. You feel me? So that's what we was talking about, right? He said, "You're right. People want no responsibilities. I am one of them, actually. It's hard for me to even make a 2-minute important phone call. Trust me, I understand. I fucking hate this shit. Especially when it comes to these stupid responsibilities, like societal responsibilities, which I'm not talking about, right? If I never had to work another day in my life, babysit another baby, vacuum clean, shower, etc., I would be much happier man. Me too. This is why I don't work. I don't babysit. I vacuum, I clean, I shower, but not every fucking day. I'll tell you that much. I'm not, because I'm not trying to. I have no reason to fuck all that. We all sort of wish wealth, a high amount of it. I don't. I'm not gonna lie. I understand what he means though. Most people really do, because then they can just chill, right? So we can then kick our feet up and take the rest of our life off. We are programmed to not want any responsibilities. This is true as well. Um, and on all levels, right? And this weakness in the human psyche is used against us by those in power on a daily basis. Facts. This is why we vote. This is why people worship God and Jesus. They want to give the responsibility of their own saving to someone else. I need a savior. I need an Obama. I need a Trump to save me. I need a Jesus. I need a Muhammad. I need a Buddha. Shit, I need a Lilith. I need a Lucifer. I need a Satan. I need someone else to come save me. I need a demon. I need an angel. I need someone else to come save me. Motherfuckers don't want responsibility. I didn't do it. The devil made me do it. No, the government made me do it. No, I have to do it because I have to pay these bills. Like whatever it is, motherfuckers is always saying, I have to, I have to, I have to. And when you listen to what they say, no, it's always, no, you don't. You literally don't have to. You're choosing to. for one reason or another, either because they're incentivizing you and you want the incentive, or you're afraid of the consequence. Let's not bullshit, people. You know what I'm saying? Let me switch this over to all chat before I miss anything y'all say. All right. Let's not bullshit, people. You're choosing to do something. You know what I'm saying? 9 out of 10 times people say I have to do something. No, they don't. They bullshit, and they know they bullshitting, right? Um, let's see here. Where were we at? Not wanting any responsibility. Da, 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 da. Okay, they use it against us on a daily basis. Yes. All their religions and beliefs, all their systems that control us, right? I think they had an AI computer way, way, way before we did, and they've been basically asking that thing what to do next before because they have human psyche mapped out. I would disagree that they had the AI as back as far as I think he's thinking, but I understand his thought process. And honestly, society itself is an AI. Like, this is all algorithms, like, so however you want to look at it, I get what he's saying, and I generally agree, minus the AI computer part. Like, you can understand the human psyche without an AI. It's pretty easy. Humans are animals. They're not hard to break down. They're just as easy to break down as fucking dogs. I'm not joking. Humans can be Pavlovian trained. We all are. What do you think your alarm clock is? What do you think your bell is at school when the bell dings for you to go to your next class? You know what I'm saying? Why do you think they have the same thing, bells and shit like that in prison? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you like? Time is a Pavlovian train. It's all training, bro. We're just animals. Like, motherfuckers hate to admit that, but it's fucking true. They do got the human psyche mapped out. This is a fact, and they use it every day. But anyways, yeah, you're right. Humans hate responsibility with a passion. Facts. I am one of them. Shit, me too, my guy. Real talk. Me too. I almost have a hatred for this reality when it forces me to work when I don't want to. I would agree. But yeah, it is what it is. Humans won't do shit. And why? Because they don't want to. And that's the truth. They just love to complain. They don't want to change anything. They're perfectly fine with the status quo. Something changed in me in the last like 4 to 6 months. I can't listen to or watch any truth content. I get it because all they're doing is whining and complaining. Like, that's all they're doing. Like, I trust me, I've unsubscribed from quite a few people because it's what's the point? It's fucking pointless, right? I said, I hear you, bro. I hear you, but but because when I'm talking responsibilities, I'm not talking about showering. I'm not talking about going to work. I'm not even talking about like basic societal responsibilities. I'm saying just take responsibility for what you actually are responsible for. Whatever actually is your fault. Because everybody see, and that's what I mean by taking responsibility. Nobody ever wants to take responsibility for what is actually their fault, for what they actually do and don't do. They don't want to take responsibility for their own thoughts, words, and actions. They always want to blame someone or something outside of them, and they think they're not religious when doing so. If you blame the devil, you're religious. Like, the devil made me do it. The mind virus made me do it. The archons made me do it. The algorithm made me do it. The AI made me do it. The Yaldabaoth made me do it. The demiurge made me do it. No, nigga, you did that. Stop being weak-willed and weak-minded. You did that. If you blacked completely the fuck out, lost 6 hours of your day, you weren't drinking, you weren't doing none of it, like, you're just walking up the stairs in your house, and all of a sudden, it's 6 hours later, and you're holding a blade in your hand, and there's 6 dead people around you. Okay, man, now you might have a claim. Something else, I didn't do this. I don't know what happened. I was not here. I was possessed, whatever the fuck, right? But if yo ass chooses to do things on a daily fucking basis, that have effects on other things, that's your choice. You are responsible for those actions. Period. It doesn't matter how coerced you are, you can still say no. Somebody can point a whole nuclear bomb at you and be like, I'm going to blow you the fuck up if you don't do what I say. And you can still say, press the button, motherfucker. Blow me the fuck up. Shit, you can start dancing around like a monkey and hooting and hollering. Ooh, ha, ha. Me one banana. Like, and he could be looking at you like, what the fuck? I just told him I was going to nuke him, and this nigga started dancing like a monkey. What's going on here? There's 1,000,000,000,000,000,000 choices you can make in that moment. You don't have to do what they say. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, if somebody doesn't have you chained up somewhere, like forcing some shit upon you, literally in some physical fucking material sense, You still have a free will that you can make a choice. Yes, it can be coerced by incentives and consequences. Somebody can threaten you or promise you something good if you do what they tell you to do. If you do this, I'll give you money. If you don't, I'll put you in jail. If you fight that, we'll beat you. We'll tase you. You fight that hard enough, we'll kill you. But you could still say, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. I'm not doing it. Or you could be like, yo, all right, I guess I'll do it. I want the incentive. I'll do it. Or, fuck that. I don't want the incentive. I'm not going to do it. Or, fuck your consequence. I don't care. Period. I do not care. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to listen to you just because you fucking threatened me. You can make that choice. If you choose not to, that's fucking on you. Period. Period. And I say this because people whine and complain about a whole bunch of shit. I see all these people crying about Iran. Oh, America's bombing Iran. It's so sad. And I'm like, wait, you're American, right? Yeah. Do you work? Yeah. Do you pay federal income taxes? Yeah. Why are you complaining about Iran, nigga? You're bombing Iran. You, nigga. Like, you take responsibility. That's your money dropping out them fucking planes. That's your slave labor dropping out those planes and exploding on Iran. Because they take your taxes from your slave labor and then go bomb people. And then you cry about it. And that's just one example. Take it for whatever, you know what I'm saying? Whatever fucking people complain about. That's just one example I've seen over the last week. In the truth community, people complaining about also, oh, they're always going to war. They're always fighting wars. They always fighting wars. Nigga, are you still working? Yeah. You American? Yeah. You paying federal income taxes? Yeah. You don't like wars, though. No. Why are you paying federal income taxes? You fucking Riri. Well, I don't want them to come after me. Then you like wars, nigga. Well, I don't really like the wars, nigga. Pick one. Either you want the war or you want to face the possible consequences of going against it. Because there's only two options. Either you going to support it or you not going to support it. Period. Either you're going to give them your taxes or you're not. Like, but if you're going to give these motherfuckers the money to bomb people and then cry about it, that's just weird behavior. And then blame them for everything as if you're not taking part in it. Bruh. Bruh. Figure your shit out. Like, I don't know what to tell you. You have the will to do that. Like, you're the one doing that. You're making that choice. Stop making that choice. Make a different choice. Grow some fucking balls, grow some fucking ovaries, be a grown man or a grown woman, and say, fuck you. I'm not giving you my slave labor tax dollars so you can go use them in a way that I disagree with. Fight me, find me, jail me, kill me. I'm not doing it. And if enough people who make those complaints, because there's literally millions of people across the country right now complaining about that same thing. You know how many fucking things I pass on fucking YouTube or Iran. How many people, oh my God, Trump is crazy. He's evil. Ah! Are you still paying taxes to him now? So you Orange Man evil, right? But you pay taxes to Orange Man? Nigga, you don't get to call him evil then. You sitting right next to him. You in the Oval Office with the nigga. You in the Oval Office with the nigga. Like, I don't want to hear y'all complain about this guy if you're funding the fucking things that you're blaming him for. Like, it doesn't make any fucking sense. It makes no fucking sense to keep taking these actions that fund things you don't agree with. Down on the easiest, simplest, most peaceful human level. I ain't telling you to kill nobody. I ain't telling you to go to war. I ain't telling you to revolt. I ain't telling you to do nothing violent. I ain't telling you to destroy all of existence. I'm just telling you to stop paying a tax. That's it. Just stop paying a tax. You want to complain about anything that tax goes to? Stop paying. Well, I don't know. Then shut the fuck up and go be a good slave and keep paying your taxes. You don't get the right to cry about something you're unwilling to break free from or stop while continuing to give to it. Like, you don't have the right, my nigga. It's like the people who vote in every election and then when they lose, now all of a sudden the system's corrupt and democracy isn't real and yada yada blah blah blah. Right? Trump wins. The Democrats say, oh, our democracy is threatened. Biden wins. Oh, the Democrats stole the election. You know, it's not real when we lose. It's only real when we win. You no, nigga. You all support that shit, right? You're all taking part in that shit, right? It is what it is. Make a different choice, right? Let's see what y'all saying in here right quick. Uh, where we at? This nigga said, "Fuck showering every day, once a week, and we should be good." Especially if you ain't doing shit. I mean, if you sweaty every fucking day, if you out there getting dirty and shit, if your ass go to work, sure, you probably gonna smell in a few days, right? But for motherfuckers who ain't even doing shit, like y'all niggas is just trying to keep up with the Joneses. Like for everything. I need to line up every week. Why? Like for what? Forget the perfectionist hygienism we rot anyways. This overly filthy vessels. No time for that high maintenance. That is funny because I stopped listening to most truth content in general May 2025. Yes, May 2025, and more so in June. You already be knowing why. Yes, I do, Vazen. Yes, I do. Limp Us Shrimp Us. That's a name. What's up with you? Yo, what's up? What's the stream about? You're seeing it right here, right now. No, I disagree. No, I disagree. That's not true. No idea what you're talking about. You got to be more specific. Don't just say things like "I disagree" because I have no idea what you're disagreeing with. I don't read the shit in real time. Like I'm gonna come back and start reading it, and then I have no clue what you're talking about. So if you want to disagree with me, particularly if you're talking to me, I don't know if you're talking to somebody in the chat, but if you're talking to me, be specific about what you disagree or like. You know what I'm saying? You want me to address something? Be very specific in your comment, like because or else I just like I don't know what the fuck you talking about. If I yelled at it, I'm not even reading that because it's useless. Oh, why you cooking now? You know, that's what we do around here. Um, thought you were a crazy person on it live, but nah, you're cooking. I'm always cooking, and I'm crazy simultaneously. Um, let's see, bro. I literally saw an Instagram about how motherfuckers talking about how they weren't paying their taxes this year. Yes, I know 4 people who have stopped paying their taxes in the last 2 weeks. I'm a person who hasn't paid taxes in over a decade. I mean, I also haven't worked in 6 years, so I should say, let's see, from 20 to 30, there was about 8 of those years I didn't pay taxes, right? And then I haven't worked since I was fucking like 31, 30, something like that. I haven't worked in 6 years. Let me just say that. Um, so yeah, there's quite a few, and honestly, the more people that do it, the better. I know quite a few people who have already not doing it, and more people's not doing. My little brother just told me today. He just got surgery today. He's supposed to be healed up in like a month or something. He's got a job lined up, uh, driving trucks or some shit. And he said, "Dro, the first thing I'm doing is making sure that I file for exempt. I'm not paying no federal income taxes." And my brother is not no truther. My brother is not no fucking antinatalist, ephalist, pro-mortalist, any of the ists. He's not an anti-cosmic voidist or an anarchist. My brother is a fucking left-leaning, kind of middle of the road, milk toast, fence sitting fucking normie. Like, like he doesn't know 90% of the shit that we would talk about around these parts, right? And I know so many people who have talked for years complaining about government and all that, like complaining about all sorts of shit, who still pay federal income taxes. My half retarded little brother, I love that nigga. But just hearing me say the shit that I say while looking out at the world and just seeing what's going on, it's like, you know what? I think you're right. I think Israel does need to be bombed off the earth. I do think, I do think that taxes should stop being paid. He's like, yeah, there's a some of those solutions you talked about was, I agree. I'm like, it's about time you're coming around. I'm proud of you. You're years late, but hey, it's better late than never, right? So he's like, yeah, as soon as I get my next job, I'm not paying no federal income taxes. I'm like, good boy, good boy, let's go. And if they come for you, which they won't, it takes them a bare minimum of like 3 to 5 years to even figure this shit out. Like, I'm like, bro, but even if they did, bro, we riding, my nigga. Fuck them. Fuck them. Fuck them. Right? Niall, Jesus saves. So I've heard. Um, mm, but honestly, not really you're wrong. Because if it isn't paying taxes, then there's also shit you buy that's got taxes attached to it. This is true. But are you going to detach from anything at all? Or are you going to say, well, there's still sales tax, so I might as well pay the federal income taxes? No, that's not an excuse. Stop paying the federal income taxes. Yes, if you're willing to, of course, there's always higher levels to go. I would personally suggest quit working in this society altogether, burn the entire world down, destroy everything in existence. You understand what I'm saying? Like, my answer is destroy all of existence, including the potential for it to ever be again. But not everybody's going to go to that level, right? Some people can't even go to stop paying a tax. When I say stop paying a tax, that's level one. I'm just talking about one basic level, peaceful solution that anyone can fucking do if they want to legally revolt, let alone peacefully rebel. Because there's a lot of ways you can get those federal income taxes taken out your check, right? Legally and finagle. There's loopholes and shit. But if you want to rebel, file your last federal income tax uh, um, this year, whatever the fuck they call it, I can't think of the word, report, I don't know, form, file for your final income tax return. There we go. Your federal income tax return this year. Get your return, get your money back, boo boo. Whatever they gonna give you, right? Give them nothing, but take from them everything. And then file exempt so they no longer take federal income at least as much as possible. Like Medicare, certain things are still gonna come out. It doesn't matter. State tax is still gonna come out. But if you plan to continue working, see, I would say stop working. Nobody should be working in a slave system, period. We should let the shit collapse, if anything. But if you're gonna work, if you're gonna be a slave, then you might as well, one, at least make as much slave currency as you can, pay as little taxes as possible. Two, if you're complaining about what the fuck this world is, what this reality is, let alone what governments do, taxes, anything like that, then you might as well rebel in any way you can, especially if you're a peaceful individual and don't want to go to war or murder anyone. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just trying to give people the most simplest, easiest, peacefulest solutions that anyone can do. Because if you can't stop paying federal income taxes, you can't stop doing anything. You know, like, if you can't stop doing that, you're useless. Shut up and go sit in a corner somewhere. Stop complaining about anything. You're just a crybaby bitch. Like, you're just a whiny little bitch. Stop doing it. If you're going to whine about anything in this world, well, what is it that you're whining about? Okay, do you take part in that in any way? Okay, how much can you pull yourself back from that? How much can you detach from that? Can you detach 100%? Can you just quit working right now? Do you have the balls or the ovaries to just do that and say, fuck where food comes from? If I don't get food, then fuck it. I'm not worried about it. I ain't worried about bills. I ain't worried about shit. If I die, I die. If you can do that, do that. Please do. But most people can't. They're gonna keep slaving, right? They're slaves. It's what they do. They're afraid to do anything else. They're afraid of the consequences that they would possibly incur by not being slaves in a system of slavery where everything is paid for through slavery. You got to get those fiat currency notes, those Federal Reserve notes, those debt based paper dollars by slaving in the slave economy at whatever level of slavery you have. You know, from rental slavery, like you're an employee somewhere, all the way to like chattel slavery if you're in prison or some shit, right? You gotta do some type of slave labor or hire other slaves. You gotta be a middle manager slave, you know, an overseeing slave who owns a business, what they call owners, but most of them aren't really owners. They're still slaves. They're still owned by the same system, the same money, the same economy, the same financial institutions, the same everything. They're still in the same exact system their workers are in. They're not above that system because they're an owner of a business in that system, right? So you just got to become like a managerial slave, a higher level slave of some sort, right? Get a better slave position, right? So most of these people are going to be slaves, period. Whether they're crying, complaining, or they love it, no matter what, most of them are going to be slaves, including the people on this side of the internet calling themselves truthers who cry and complain every day about the truth, right? They're still going to keep slaving. So if you're going to slave, bare minimum, get as much money as you possibly can while slaving by not paying those federal income taxes. As much of it you can take off as possible. If you actually want to be a rebel instead of just a crybaby, file your final tax return, get your money back, file exempt so they don't take anything out more than they absolutely have to. You know what I'm saying? And then never file your federal income taxes again. Be an open rebellion. You get what I'm saying? So I hear you. Yeah, there's taxes on all sorts. Your money is taxed. Shit, it comes with a tax. The money itself is a tax because it comes with debt on it. It comes with debt on it. You're born with a certain amount of debt attached to your social security number at birth, nigga. So yeah, it's taxed 1,000 times over. Like, motherfuckers is paying taxes on taxes on taxes on taxes, but don't think they're slaves. It's laughable. It's laughable. Go back 200 years ago and go ask one of them fucking Americans. Show them your modern taxes, just your taxes, sales tax, all those taxes that are rolled into that, because there's hundreds of taxes rolled into your sales tax. They just call it a sales tax, so you don't know all the things that. But you can Google that. What is all in there? A lot of shit, bro. Which is why like certain states don't have it because they're like, we're not doing those taxes. That's slavery. Like New Hampshire, I don't think they have a sales tax because they understand that all those other taxes are rolled into the sales tax, which is a form of slavery. Literally, not hyperbole, not metaphorically. It's not an analogy. It's slavery. Period. Federal income taxes, slavery. Period. And your state taxes, a certain percentage of that goes to the federal government anyway, as federal taxes paid by the states themselves. You're being double federal income taxed. Like, so yes, there is taxes on tax. There's all sorts of shit. Inflation is a tax. But can we stop doing any of it? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I'm just trying to give niggas level 1. If you want to go to level 5 million, please do. Go as high as you're willing to go. Go as far as you're willing to go. Be an open rebellion and a revolutionary as far as you're willing to go. But most motherfuckers are just not that real. They're not. They're not. But they cry and complain every day. So I'm trying to give them something to do. Anything. Do this most simple thing. This is the most simple action you could take. We could all think, meditate, dream, ponder, speak, text, share. We can make streams, videos, and stuff, but these aren't really like physical actions that are hindering the agenda in any way, right? So even if your thoughts and words are against the agenda, if all of your daily actions are enforcing the agenda that you disagree with, bro, your thoughts and words aren't enough. They're a start. It's great. And if that's all you can do, fine. If all you could do is think about it from time to time, I'll accept it. I can't force you to do anything else. But that's just a start. You know, it's like you start thinking about it and meditating on it and then ritualizing it and then and then you eventually start speaking on it and sharing it and texting about it and then eventually you start doing things or you stop doing things. Step 1 to really be stop doing the shit that you're attached to that you don't want to be attached to, right? Anything that you're responsible for that you don't want to be responsible for any longer, stop doing that shit. Period. And then start doing new things. If there's things you're already doing, you should be doing more of, do that. If there's things you should be doing less of, do that, right? Really look around and take responsibility for your thoughts, your words, your actions, and everything they directly or indirectly cause in reality. And once you do that, you'll start being less and less of a slave. The more you do that, the less of a slave you'll be. The less you do that, the more of a slave you'll be. Just is what it is, right? So I hear you, but no, I'm not wrong. I'm just not talking about all of it because there's no point. We could sit here and for the next 5,000 hours and go down the list of every single fucking thing that everyone could do. But I'm just trying to give people one thing there. That's just an example. You know, like that's just, as I always say that this is just one example. Take it to whatever level you want to take it to. I'm just giving them a base level example, right? Vase. And honestly, I did not research whatever is happening in Iran with the United States ever at this time, not even once. I could not give half a shit. I care not what the context is. Um, buy things illegally, not legally, throw those attached taxes in the trash. I mean, if you can, anything that you can, yeah, absolutely. Not Jeremy Renner. Hey, dude, I just joined. What you so fired up about? You hearing it? You hearing it? Also, how are you? I'm alive. I'm alive. Decent amount of new people here. All right, excellent. I hope that these are real people. I hope y'all are all real humans. Because they could all be bots. We have no idea. But shout out to y'all. Even if you are bots, I hope I'm programming you somehow. Like, um, You ain't working 6 years, but you got 2 phones. You doing anything on the side? No taxes? Nope, 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 and nope. Shit just lines up sometimes. When you don't give a fuck, like when you really just say, fuck this, I'm not doing it, and just throw everything to the chaos and say whatever happens, happens, bro, sometimes things just happen. Like I haven't worked in the last 6 years, and it's been probably the best 6 years of my life. Real talk. I haven't worked since 2020, and 2020 was the best year of my life. Where a lot of people, it was their worst year. That's my favorite year of the 38-ish years I've been here. And the last 6 years have been better than the 30 something years before that. It's still fuck the world, fuck this reality, fuck this life. But the last 6 years have been the best. Period. Hands down. When I decided to just say fuck it, whatever happens, happens. I'm not doing this shit. I'm in open rebellion in every way I can be. Like basically, I'm in open rebellion in every way except for shooting a mother. The only thing I really haven't done yet is kill a motherfucker for this agenda. But beyond that, I'm in open rebellion in pretty much every way, and it's been the best 6 years of my fucking life. And I'm never going back. Like, never going back. If they can get Capone, they can get you, bro. Be careful with that shit. False. See, Capone, you're talking about a certain time and a certain motherfucker who owed a certain amount of money, right? And he wasn't in rebellion, first and foremost. Capone was trying to make dough. Let's be real. Capone was, you know what I'm saying? They was making money out in Chicago. Like, it's a whole different story. On top of that, we're talking about millions of people. See, you're too focused on the individual, and that's a sign of fear. They can get me. Fuck them if they can get me. I don't care. Come get me. I'm not like. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I'm not afraid of them. We could shoot it out today. We could die together. Come get me. Let's die today. Let's die. We could all die here, or just me. We could shoot it out, and I'll be the only one hit. Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm not gonna be your fucking slave. I'm not afraid of you. Your incentives don't work for me. And I don't fear your consequences. You're going to kill me? Thank you. Thank you. Because you damn sure ain't getting me in jail without fucking. Like, you really got to catch me slipping. I'm going to give you everything I got. I'm going to give you everything. I don't care if you catch me butt naked in the shower and start wrestling me. I'm reaching for your pistol, my nigga. Like, I'm going for it all. Period. I'm nobody's bitch. Like, I'm not going to be your fucking slave if I could fucking help it. And if you can get me in that fucking cage, guess what? You better put me in fucking seg. Keep me in solitary, because nigga, I'm gonna be preaching like a motherfucker to dangerous fucking people. Fuck around, be in there 6 months, start a riot. Like, fuck around, bro. Like, I'm not gonna just stop. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm still gonna be the same motherfucker out here. In there. Like, real fucking talk. And if people could have that mindset, bro, if everyone complaining about anything government related at all just said, fuck it, I'm filing exempt this year, that's millions. They don't have enough prison cells. They don't have enough agents. They don't have enough police. They don't even have enough algorithms to keep track of that, let alone to actually go enforce it in order based on time and length. Let alone if every time they show up, the people is hitting them like Black Hawk Down. Like, we wish you would try to come deal with these. Like, nigga, this whole block doesn't pay your taxes. This whole city doesn't pay your taxes. Do you understand what I'm saying? But people are too pussy for that. That's the truth. They're too scared. They're too afraid that the IRS is going to get them like Capone. The moment people stop being afraid of that, these niggas have zero power. Zero. Let 10 million right now be like, I'm not doing that. And there's hundreds of millions of people around the world complaining about this shit that are part of NATO and they all pay their taxes in all their countries. In America right now, according to the best fucking polls, about 6 to 10% of people in the United States agree with what's going on in Iran, let alone anything and everything else. What's crazy is about 20% didn't care about Epstein. I'm like, damn, more people cared about Iran than Epstein. That's wild to me. That's wild to me. But whatever. Uh, 80% were like, yeah, no, we think that these people should be dealt with because of Epstein. But do you look into those files and you notice a lot of that shit is connected to government shit? You still paying taxes, my nigga? Okay. Only 6 to 10% of you agree with Iran, but you still paying taxes? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, if the people who actually complained about the government actually decided to stop giving them their slave labor and just stop letting them tax them, bruh, this shit would fold hella quick. They would have to start instating martial law. Like the shit could finally pop off. We could finally get the war we want because they'd have to. They'd have to. Like, they'd have to speed up that great reset by a few years, by at least two. And the only way they'd be able to maintain during that process while they're mid-war and shit, bro, do you understand what I'm saying? These niggas are like mid-World War III. If the citizens of these countries just started saying fuck their governments, man, this shit would be on and popping. Like, but motherfuckers is too pussy. They don't see that and get excited. Like, yo, what if we did do that shit? Oh, they'd be mad. They'd be big mad. They'd try to martial law niggas because they'd have no choice. They'd have to like try to enforce it. But guess what? Who are they even using to enforce it? Humans, bro. People in military uniforms and police These are still people. You shoot enough of them and they start thinking certain ways. You say enough things and they start doing certain things. Like, you know how many motherfuckers in the military right now is against what's going on in Iran? But they're in the military. So are you niggas gonna follow orders? Or are you gonna be in open rebellion, even if they put you in the brig? Make a choice, nigga. Make a pimp decision. Stop being a pussy. I don't care if you got a military uniform on. If you following orders to bring harm to people that you don't think you should be, you're someone's bitch, bro. You're someone's slave, someone's attack dog. Woof woof, nigga. Good boy. Sit. Roll over. Now go bite. Good boy. Real fucking talk, bro. Let's not play these games. Like, so yeah, if they got Capone, maybe they can get me too. I don't give a fuck. Like, you know what I'm saying? And if millions of us do, no, they can't. Too many. And motherfuckers, I'm telling you, this shit is growing. Really look at, you can Google the numbers, the estimated numbers. And even the fucking feds are like, yeah, that shit is growing rapidly. Rapidly. Not slowly, rapidly. Motherfuckers is like, yo, fuck these taxes. Fuck these guards. Like, telling y'all, bro, get on the movement. If y'all want to be safe while rebelling, the more of us that do it, the better. I just made a video like a week ago with my boy Adam, aka Hypnosis. Y'all see him in the chat sometimes. Because him and his girl just stopped paying federal income tax. They filed their final tax return and stopped paying them. Like I said, in the last 2 weeks, I personally know of 4 people. Robert Migraine, all hail his name. Check him out on YouTube. Just stopped paying federal income taxes. Like, motherfuckers love to make excuses for continuing to just be good slaves. Because the truth is, they're just too pussy to deal with possible consequences. I'm not, bro. I'm really not. I never have been. That's never been who I am. You could ask my you could ask my older brother, nigga. I'm the nigga who, when we used to work together, my favorite words were "fire me." You can't be doing that. Fire me, nigga. Okay, then I'm gonna do it. Like, don't like fire me. You can't be coming in late every day. Fire me. Yeah, I didn't think so, nigga. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do what I want. You're lucky I'm even here. Like, you're lucky I'm even coming to this bitch every day. Like, and then eventually one day I just didn't. Well, you know what? I'm good. I'm just not working ever again. What? Nigga, you just up and made that decision? I mean, I ain't just up and make it. It's been boiling. It's been in the works. I've been thinking about these things. I've been gathering the willpower over the years. The data and the information has been bouncing around. I know it needs to be done. I know I've been a pussy and a slave this whole fucking time, my entire adult work life. I know I've been there, bitch. And I finally reached the point where I'm fucking done with it. And that was 2020, because I saw the writing on the wall. I knew what decade we were coming into. That was January 9th, 2020. I heard about that COVID shit popping off in China, and I was like, here we go. And by January 20th, I knew everything there was to know about coronaviruses, rhinoviruses, influenzas, vaccines. It said, like, anything that could possibly do it. Everything that they said, I studied up right away. 17 gold standard mask studies, read every fucking one from start to finish. Like, do you understand what I'm saying? Like, this is how I operate because this is what needs to be done. And I get it. I was like 30 when I finally reached that point. Not everybody's there yet. This is why I say, because prior to that, for like 8 years up to that point, I was not paying federal income taxes. So I'm like, oh, I get it. Not everybody's going to be at where I was at 30 prior to them being 30, sure, even after 30, like whatever age people were at, right? But almost all of them are working and paying federal income taxes, right? So there's something almost all of them can do beyond just thinking and speaking. There is an action pretty much anyone and everyone can take. And it's a real action that actually affects them. Not enough, because they operated at a deficit already. They add to the debt every fucking year. But they can only do that by having a certain level of deficit. You open that deficit just by not paying taxes, and that's not a controlled deficit. That was an unexpected increase. Like, especially if people do it in mass. And I'm telling you, look it up. That shit is growing drastically. More and more people every fucking day. In my personal life, I know I've met in my life, face to face, over 20 something people who are doing that. In the last 2 weeks alone, I know 4. When it comes to the internet, bro, I've talked to hundreds and I've seen thousands. Like, there's a lot of people not like, keep that movement moving. Let's go. we're we're getting Capone's revenge. Call the movement Al Capone's revenge. Let's go. Uh, don't worry, climate change gonna do the job for us. It's getting worse. No, it's not even real, John's journey. I'm sorry. Like, does the climate change? Yes. Is there climate change? Of course. But when they talk about climate change, what they're really talking about is anthropogenic global warming, which isn't real. It's based on nonsensical and non-existent cloud feedbacks that are represented in the IPCC's. Damn, I can't remember the fucking report that actually established AGW as the official fucking thing. But it's represented in there, but there is no raw data for it because they have to admit to themselves it's not observable anywhere in our physical reality. It's only placed in their revisions within their simulations that show false warming, which is the same thing. When you go look at HADCRUT, HADCRUT, when you go look at GISS, GISS, when you go look at the Alabama Huntsville, damn, I forget what it's called, but the data, the raw data that comes from their what is it, climate department or whatever the fuck at Alabama Huntsville, University of Alabama Huntsville. If you go look at NASA's is it Agora? Not Agora. Fuck. The places where they get the raw data from. The places where when they say, oh, the globe is warming, you say, well, where'd you get that data from? Those places, the raw data does not show global warming. It actually shows we've cooled by -1 degree since 1999, and we've held steady at that -1 degree ever since. We're just sitting there. Like, and when you look at the raw data, again, it shows no warming at all. But then, what do they present to the people in reality? Revisions. It's called revised data. They're called revisions. Look that up. I'm not making this shit up, my nigga. Every single time they present to the public, like the news, oh my God, we've had a hotter year than ever based on this report. When you go read the report, see, that's the thing. People don't read. They just skim headlines and watch people say things, talking heads. No, look up the exact report they're talking about. Read it from start to finish. Go to the bottom where they got all the citations on where they got all the shit from. And you'll see the raw data comes from the same places every single time because these are the places that produce the raw data. You can actually go look at the raw data for itself prior to any revisions. And then you can see the revisions they made. And all their revisions are made off cloud feedbacks that don't exist in reality. But they're required in order to have that type of global warming. These are the types of cloud feedbacks you see on Venus. If we had those cloud feedbacks, we'd look like Venus. But we fucking don't. And we're never going to. And it's not getting warmer, it's cooling, and we're actually still in a glaciation period. We are still in an ice age to this very fucking day. And by 2050, we're actually trending to have a glaciation happen again. The North and South poles are not supposed to be glaciated, period. Period. They're not supposed to be. This is a tropical planet in the Goldilocks zone of an orange star. We're not supposed to have northern and southern glaciers. And yet, look at Antarctica and look at the Arctic, because we're still in a fucking ice age. The glaciation receded to the North and South Pole. It did not end or go away. When they say, oh my God, it's melting, that's a bad thing. No, that's a great thing. That's the best thing that could ever possibly happen. We want global warming. Riri's like people don't like they're so good at playing motherfuckers. Like they really are. They really are. They're so good at shit because people don't really like to read. They don't really like to study. They don't really like to understand a thing. My boy Leo, shout out to him. In here, he might be City Lion if you ever see him in the chat. Again, motherfuckers I know in person. City Lion could tell you where we were sitting, where when we used to work together over 10 years ago, more than 10 years. This is like 14 years ago. I'm about to be 30. I was like 24 at the time. I'm sitting there in our work area because we're done working, reading an entire book on climate science by myself, not in school, not for a degree, nigga, because I actually legitimately wanted to understand it. And that was just one book. And that was only because I couldn't find an audio version of it. So I bought the fucking textbook and sat there at work and read the thing from start to finish. The whole book. On top of all the other books, on top of learning where all the raw data was, you hear I could say it off the top of my head. GIS, Hatcret, Alabama, Huntsville, NASA. I just always forget what their system is called. I always want to call it the Agora system because it's something like that, but it's not Agora. I just always forget what it's fucking called. And then NOAA's, the buoy system that they have around the world. I forget what their buoys are called too. What is this? Those two systems, I always forget what they're called, but you can see I can basically just say this shit off the top of my head. From shit that I was studying over 10 fucking years ago to gain a real understanding of anthropogenic global warming and the claims they were attempting to make and what they were basing them on. I went and read the entire IPCC report from start to finish, as well as investigating every single member of the IPCC, the International Panel on Climate Change. Trust me, climate change is not going to finish us off. It could, like with glaciation, but they're prepared for that. This is why the Great Reset is here now. There's a lot of cataclysms coming to a head that should exterminate humanity this century. By 2100, there should be no humans just based on all the cataclysmic events that we should be going through over this century. Which is why the Great Reset is posted right at 2030. Problem, reaction, solution. They know the problems and they've caused some of them. They're going to control and steer your reaction right to their solution of transhumanism. Everyone's going to be the Borg. I'm telling you. Mark my words. Metazusta, let them come get them then. In fact, come get us. Exactly. Like real talk, come get us, nigga. I'll go sit on somebody else's porch they're trying to go get. You trying to go get him? You got to get through me first. You ain't getting into his house until I'm dead. Fuck around. You're not paying federal income taxes? Bro, if you can get me to your crib, I'll guard your shit. They start sending you letters. They start talking about showing up. Because they'll send you letters for years without ever fucking... I get letters all the time. But they actually threaten to show up and take something from you. Bruh, get me on your porch. I'll kill everything that shows up. They'll have to kill me first. Promise you. Fuck them. Stop being their fucking willing slaves. As a matter of fact, if you are watching this live stream right now, then congratulations. You are probably on the list now. Yeah, you definitely are, just by being here. You're on like 13 lists just by being here. They be planning to come get you too. And you best beat their ass. Facts. Or die trying, you know what I'm saying? And you should be on the list, and fiercely so. Make these parasitic, demonic, corporate, fake FBI agent, police, ICE agent, elite bitches worry about you. Facts. Stop being afraid of them. Make them afraid of you. You feel me? What up, Thunder? Honor to our essence. What up, Chaotic Shadow 28? Honor to you, my good brother. We can just remove this gentleman. He's not necessary. We ain't even gonna speak what he spoke. We gonna put him in timeout. 24 hours. He can come back with a better attitude tomorrow because he's saying useless shit. If y'all read the messages, you already know who I'm talking about. No, Vazen, we don't need him to explain anything. We just put him in timeout, right? You a special kind of what? Okay, all right, all right. If you say so, I don't know where you got that from. This, I mean, shit. I'll even accept it. You damn right. I love myself, my nigga. I actually trained myself into narcissism. Not even gonna lie, because I looked at the world and said, damn, I spent like most of my life trying to be nice to people and help things, and it's like I've always thought about other motherfuckers' feelings before my own. And I realized no one has ever done that for me. Literally no one. My mother to an extent, but that's my mom. Like, I came out of her womb. She better fucking do that shit. Like, like nobody else. A handful of people at certain times in our lives and in relationship, but in general, like the way I did it, no, nigga. Like people are mean. People don't give a fuck. People are self-centered, selfish. They're almost all narcissistic to some degree. They always believe they're all right, even though they're all retarded. Like they don't study shit, but they think that they're right anyway. Motherfuckers will argue to their blue in the face about something they know they've never studied a second in their life, just based on their first opinion on it. But swear they're not narcissists. And I get it. That doesn't make me an actual, like, I'm not probably a clinical narcissist. I fucking wish I was, because it would be so much easier. Those people seem to live really good lives really easily. And they actually seem to enjoy this shit. I fucking hate this place. You know what I'm saying? Like, god damn, do I hate this place. But those motherfuckers seem to love it. So yeah, I have trained a certain level of narcissism into myself because I needed it just to stand on my own shit. Especially when you go against everything that is status quo, nigga, you better gain some narcissism. You better gain some self-love, some self-trust, and stick to your agenda. You better be able to look another motherfucker in the eye who's saying everything that the status quo wants them to say and be able to stand your fucking ground no matter what. When they come get you, Capone, when the IRS come, you better be ready to drill out. You won't be their slave. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, slave owners are narcissists. Slaves are not. Think about it. The slaves who gained a little bit of narcissism, they weren't actual narcissists, but they gained a little narcissism when they said, I want freedom. I'll run away. I'll kill. I'll burn this bitch to the ground. I will revolt. I will rebel. I will cut Massa's head off after murdering the overseer and any slave that gets in my way from freedoms. And you know that they labeled that a fucking mental disorder? And narcissism was part of the disorder? Shit, was eleutheromania that? I think eleutheromania might have been that diagnosis, which is a desperate need for freedom. They literally diagnosed them as mentally ill because they wanted freedom when they were picking cotton on slave plantations. So if somebody's gonna call me a narcissist for the shit that I just said in this stream, especially, like, nigga, I've said way worse shit that you can call me a narcissist. But if anything I just said in the last hour, damn, we've been going 58 minutes already. If anything I said in the last hour makes you think hey, I don't know what to tell you, bro. Like, I don't know what to tell you, bro. Um, mm, but fucking, he can come back tomorrow with a better attitude, or he could just stay gone, right? Um, I'm not here to convince everybody of everything. I don't care. I'm not here to argue with niggas. I have no problem debating and things like. But you're just gonna come in here and just start ad hominems, straw mans, call people names, diminish entire fucking philosophical standpoint. Fuck out of here. You're a child. We don't need you. And not be constantly fearful. Okay. You know what? Fuck it. We're just gonna read it, right? Metazeus, is this person a special kind of narcissist because they, like us, are not about to be this universe's and its systems puppets, and preaches about how we must be destruction to it, as we should, and not be constantly fearful, weak-willed, sheep-minded? Oh, it is what it is. Let me just keep submitting to illusionary authority 24/7. Fools for eternity. Exactly. Like, if that's what makes me a narcissist, fuck it. I'll take it, bro. I'll take it. Like, like you're a narcissist because you don't want to be a slave bitch pussy forever. All right, sure. Fine, I guess I'm a narcissist. I'll take it. Call me what you want. I've heard people like, you're a demon. Okay, sure. Give me horns and a tail, nigga. Throw some wings on my back. Where's my pitchfork? Like, fuck around. Like, I don't call me whatever you want. If that's how you define that, then that's what I am. Fuck Judaism. You're an anti-Semite. I mean, technically, they're not Semites. They're fucking from Eastern Europe. They're Khazarians. These aren't Semites at all. They're down there killing the Semites. But if that's how you define anti-Semite today, then fuck it. I'm a flaming anti-Semite. I'm a raging anti-Semite. Like, you kidding me? Fuck Judaism. Fuck Jews. Like, you give it like, don't run away from the names people call you, because if that's how they define that based on what you're doing, cool. Take it. Redefine the term. All right. So that's what that term means now? Cool. I'm gonna make a shirt and wear it. Fuck around. And consider how it is being all about solutions, especially for each individual, from top to bottom. From the bottom to the top, in your own ways, explained in meticulous details on how you best be your own Satan. Be your own Satan, be your own God, be your own angel, be your own demon. That doesn't mean you can't commune, but you better do it from equal footing. Don't do it like nobody's bitch. Like, you know what I'm saying? Do not assume that is, oh, I am forcing my views and beliefs on you. No, that's what the world's trying to do to us, right? You chose to be in this space, did you not? Facts. They come here, and that's why I have no problem just timing people out. Nigga, you came to my stream. I want to start calling people names, and you don't even, fuck out of here. Time out. You can come back in 24 hours. I won't kick you out. But if I got to time you out 3 times, yeah, you're getting banned. We will hide you from this page. You can keep posting all you want. No one's going to see it, not even me. I won't even know you're posting shit. You're just sitting there angry. No one's seeing your shit. Fuck around. Do not assume that it is, oh, I'm forcing my views and beliefs on you. You chose to be in this space, did you not? You chose to hear such views. Do not like them? Cool. Take them or leave them. Facts. Life abolitionism, true. Shout out to you, LA. Long ass stream today, brother. Good shit. Going in, my nigga, going in. Yeah, go check out Life Abolitionism, folks. She put out a 9.5 hour stream today. They was going hard on it. John's journey. Well, where I live, Cyprus, winter is definitely warmer. I don't even use my old winter clothes anymore. Yeah, that's true. But where I'm at, winter's warmer, but spring is colder. Summer's shorter. See, this is like climate change does happen. Climate does change. You know what I'm saying? But anthropogenic global warming, which is what they are now calling, when they say climate change, what they're really saying is anthropogenic global warming. They're bullshitting you. Don't let them bullshit you. Shit gets warmer, shit gets colder. The raw data shows that to this very fucking day. But there is no anthropogenic global warming that is changing the world and making it dangerous for humanity. According to their own data, if it was true, the Florida Keys would be underwater by the year 2000. And yet, about 10 years ago ish, about 10 ish, so 10 or so years ago, maybe a little less, I was in the Florida Keys on vacation. Like 15 years after they should have been underwater. And yet they're still fucking there. Like every prediction they've ever made based upon anthropogenic global warming has failed. And if you can't make predictions based upon your scientific hypothesis, your hypothesis is wrong. A correct hypothesis can make a prediction. If I put this flame, which is a has a heat of 1,000 degrees, to this piece of paper, which is flammable carbon and oxygen. I mean, flammable carbon. Well, when the oxygen that is being burnt in the flame meets the carbon, guess what? Fire. The paper will burn. And I can predict that if I put flame to 100 pieces of regular paper, all 100 pieces will burn because the hypothesis is correct. So I can easily make the prediction, and the prediction will be correct. You know what I'm saying? If I punch this cement wall as hard as I fucking can, I'm probably going to break my hand because the cement is harder than my bones. And it's thick. It's a thick wall. Right? My hypothesis is correct. So the prediction is correct. You get what I'm saying? When they can't make predictions off a scientific hypothesis, just know their hypothesis is incorrect. Their theory is wrong. And when you can go look at their shit and you see that they're having revised data, they're basing their predictions on revisions instead of raw data. You already know they're playing with you. You don't even need to know what the revisions are. They're playing with you. Very few revisions in science are real. Some of them are. Some revisions are absolutely needed for certain reasons that they can't just be they literally can't be represented in the raw data. But certain revisions have absolutely no use. They're literally completely made up. They're just revising the data in order to give you a view that they want to give you, so you will do the things they want you to do, right? Let's see. This term narcissist is no longer the insult that it's supposed to be, especially consider how it has started to get overused a lot now lately. Yes, that shit has been so watered down. Everyone's a narcissist now. That's why I also laugh. I go, these people don't understand what a clinical narcissist actually is. If somebody thinks I'm really a narcissist, you have never fucking met one. And if you did, you didn't catch it. Like you do not know how to clinically, not I don't want to say diagnose, but like if you were to see someone, could you actually break them down as a narcissist for real? You think I'm one? You don't know what you're talking about. But I'll accept it. Cool. To me, that's a compliment. That means I'm on the right track. That means I'm moving in the direction of me standing on my shit. You think that I love myself so much that I place myself on such a high pedestal that it's above all others. Good. Cool. Perfect. That means you think that I'm going to stand on my shit. In other words, I'm a real nigga. No. I'll take it. I'll take it. All right. On that note, let's stop playing around and let's get back to what I was saying here to Chris, because we're already an hour in and I haven't pressed play on anything. I wanted to be here for like 2 hours today. We gonna be here for 6. Watch. This is how this shit goes, right? All right. So let's hear what we say here, right? And then I'll come back to you. Let me make sure this volume is up so y'all can hear it. And then Vazen, let me know if it sounds good, if it sounds bad, if it's too loud or too scratchy, just say so I can like adjust the phones. If it's too quiet, let me know. If it's perfect, you ain't gotta say nothing. Trust me, brother. I hear you. I don't want none of those responsibilities either. But then again, a lot of those responsibilities aren't even real if we're going to be real about it. They're societal responsibilities, things that society gave us. If society didn't exist, those responsibilities wouldn't exist. The responsibilities I'm mostly speaking about are just things that people do themselves. Our own thoughts, our own words, our own actions, period. That's it. What do you do? What don't you do? What do you think? What don't you think? What do you choose to think versus what you don't choose to think? Subconsciously, consciously, mind virus, whatever. What do you speak versus what you choose not to speak? What do you do versus what you choose not to do? And why? People complain about a lot of things. Like if you're complaining about something that is way beyond you as an individual, so you can't all by yourself end the thing right now, I get that. But on an individual level, like, what can you do? Like, if you're complaining about the thing, why wouldn't you do whatever you can to do to, undo whatever problem it is you're complaining about, Let alone on a personal level, like people complaining about the government. They complain about them taking taxes and misspending it and spending it on war and killing children and all, but they can easily, legally go to their HR department and stop paying taxes. They still work. They still take part in it entirely. They still take part in the system. They just complain about it. Well, it's like, if you want them to stop spending your money on warfare and things along these lines, stop giving them your fucking money as much as you possibly can. You want to do it completely legally? Go to your HR department, go to the fucking accountants, go to tax, go to people who have that information and that knowledge and fill out the paperwork and get as much taken off legally as possible. If you want to be more defiant or more rebellious, you can file your final, tax. If you get taxes back at the end of the year, file your final fucking taxes that you're ever gonna, and then never file again. So you get your whatever money back, your tax return, and then you just never file again. You're in complete rebellion, open rebellion, because you refuse to take part in them using your money from your slave labor, because that's what it's provided. You work, I'm not saying you, I'm just saying people in general who work and complain about this shit, right? I see people complaining about, what they did with the children, Epstein, all this shit. But their money goes right to it from their government that they complain about, but refuse to stop paying them. I'm like, if you stop working, you're no longer being a slave to their system. Their shit's going to start to crumble. I mean, you have to do it soon because robots and shit. Too late is too late. But it's like, if you don't do that, then you're not feeding that in that way, which comes with its own consequences that you have to personally deal with. But what's more important to you? Worrying about where you're going to get food from and how you're going to survive and all this stuff, or not supporting fucking Epstein pedophiles all over the world? Like, pick one. You know, that's just no, you're doing one or the other. Like, if you're working and paying taxes, you are funding that shit, let alone if you're, you know, doing everything else we do, sales taxes, fucking buying things, operating in their system, using their monetary system, banking account, like all the shit we do as civilians and citizens in this civilizational structure, right? Are we stopping anything of ourselves? Fuck people outside of us. Is there anything we're doing differently on an individual level? You know, like, and that's the thing that always gets me. It's like, people want to complain about things that they actually do have control over. Like, if they're complaining about, this is why I take it as far as the void. Because I'm like, let me bring it to a real problem that we really may not have any fucking control over at all, on any scale, let alone a personal scale. So I can show people what a real problem looks like that might actually be unsolvable and that we can't do anything about, maybe. So maybe we can. Even then, maybe we can. When they complain about their government, well, the government does this, the government does that, the government, well, how do they do this? What funding are they using to do? So you people paying taxes, are you still paying taxes? Yeah, stop that shit. You know, it's like, stop working for them. Stop operating in their system as much as you possibly can. Well, I'm not willing to do all that. Well, what are you willing to do? Like, it's like, what are you willing to do? Can you stop paying a tax? You're going to keep working. You're going to keep paying bills. You're going to keep operating in their monetary system, banking system, financial system, sales tax, federal income, all this story. Can you just stop paying the income tax? Can you rebel in one way? You know, so like, that's what I'm saying to people. What problems are you as an individual complaining about? On the lowest scale to the highest scale. Okay, what are all possible solutions to that? From the lowest scale to the highest scale, from an individual scale to the scale of needing all of creation to help you. Now, put those in order from top to bottom. Easiest to do to hardest to do. The ones you're most willing to do and the ones you're most able to do to the ones you're least willing to do and the ones you're least able to do. And start executing those solutions to the best of your ability and supporting anyone else doing the same, right? It's that easy. Because 99% of problems people complain about, they actually do have some sort of direct or indirect funding or empowering of or control over in some form or fashion. All the way up to the scales of, like, we're in a fucking whatever this reality is, let alone down to the fucking human scales right here on planet Earth as monkey beings, right? And they just hate that. They hate that because that means it's on them and they don't want it to be on them. And that's the truth. Humans don't want human shit to be on the humans. So they got to place it on someone or something somewhere else that they can't do anything about at all. And they either choose to hate this thing, it's like a devil to them, the architect, Yaldabaoth, the demiurge, the archons, the greys, the reptilians, the great AI simulator that has us all trapped inside of it, or the broken god AI thing that we're all a fucking spin-off of, or whatever the fuck people think is running this shit. Or it's their god. They love it, they worship it, they pray to it, they build religions to it. You know, like Christians, Muslims, they worship the creator and its reality in some form or fashion, right? This is generally how people tend to do it because they want to put it on something other than themselves as far as what they're doing themselves. Like, fuck how the stars work. You know, what do you do? What is your, what, from the moment you were born up to this moment, what has your experience been? And what has your experience of all other things experiences been? All of the creatures, humans, animals, etc. History as far as you know it, believe it, etc. As far as you know, what has been the experience of all things that have ever existed, are existing now, and will probably be the experience of things existing into the future? Do you like that? What parts of it do you like? What parts of it do you dislike? What parts of it do you love? What parts of it do you hate? The parts you like and love, try to increase as much as you possibly can. The parts you dislike and hate, try to decrease as much as you possibly can. No matter what that actually means or looks like in literal reality. If increasing just means doing something more or doing something less, preaching something, teaching something, learning something, carrying out solutions, while decreasing something, learning, teaching, preaching, carrying out solutions, You know, if increasing what you like and love causes you to create more things, or to have to destroy certain things to get them out of the way of what you like and love, you get what I'm saying? Like, etc. It's like, what are the solutions to the problems we cry about? First off, what are all the problems we cry about? Then what are all the possible solutions to those problems? Right? Then what are we willing and able to do? To what level of our ability? Who else will do the same? And how much support will we give them? That's all this shit is. It's that simple. It's so simple. We overcomplicate it. We make it overly stressful. It's only stressful because we do this to ourselves. Because we don't want the responsibility of controlling ourselves. We hand it to something else. And we come up with every excuse to do so, usually based on incentives or consequences, such as if they can get Capone, they can get you. Right? That's what we tell ourselves too. We police each other and ourselves. And even when we don't mean to. I'm not calling homeboy out. I forget who that was. Jeremy Renner. That was Jeremy Renner. Shout out to you, not Jeremy Renner. You know, but just think about that. That's what we do automatically without even recognizing it half the time. We just do that. You know, oh, you better watch out. Niggas come get you. You know, like it's what we do. It's human. Something we love or something we hate, something we worship or something we fear. Or at worst, we're pure 100% perfect nihilists and say nothing is in control. We're not even in control. There's not even determinism. There isn't consciousness. You know, like nothing can be done about anything at all. Everything is, as was, as will always be. It's blah, blah, blah. It gets even more religious. That's just, humans. So this is the reason why I do this, why I try to clear up the delusions and get to the solutions. Like, we got to stop arguing about which delusion is the correct one, which detail is more perfect, which reality theory is more precisely exactly what's going on here. Like, which one of us is correct about what's going to happen in the afterlife? You're here, it doesn't matter, nigga, you're not dead yet. Like, how about what's going on here right now that we can all definitively prove? Not believe, not think, not theorize, not hypothesize, not religiousize, not spiritualize. Right here, right now, that we can all definitively, objectively, externally prove that we are all experiencing from our own points of view. All right, how much of that do you like, dislike, love, or love or hate? All right, here's the solutions to all the what are these problems? What are these solutions? Learn, teach, preach, promote, carry them out to the best of your ability as far as what you're willing and able to carry out and support anyone else doing the same. Like, nobody wants to do that. They just want a Jesus to come save them. A Muhammad, a Buddha, their mommy and daddy, the government, some utopian, some billionaire elitist, the AI, the aliens, the interdimensional ones, the good archons, Sophia, the aeons. They all want something else, someone else, somewhere else, some politician, Donald Trump, Barack Obama. They all want something else, somewhere else, to come save them from this. In some form or fashion. Or they simply want to escape it. Escape the matrix simulation and go create your own simulation, your own program. Escape this realm and create your own realm in one form or another. Or escape this realm or be pulled from this realm, be risen from the realm, be released from the realm, saved from the realm, and brought to heaven. Or heaven comes to the realm, Zion, Zionism, Book of Revelation. The great golden cube of Zion lands on earth. And everyone starts to get absorbed into it because there's a great golden Borg cube has descended upon the planet to save the Christians. Everyone everywhere wants something or someone from somewhere else to save them from here in some form or fashion. And if they don't believe they're going to be saved in some form or fashion, if they don't believe they can get out or something along, then it's just all hopeless. Because I can't do anything differently. I can't start doing anything differently. I can't do anything more. I can't stop doing anything. I can't do anything less. I can't change anything about me. I can't take any responsibility for me at all, like, on any level. You guys are like, but if this thing was going to do it, then, we'd all be safe. But since this thing isn't going to save us, since nothing and no one is coming to save us, well, we're just fucked eternally, and there's just nothing we can do about anything. So we might as well go along and get along and just be good slaves. If there's no one coming to save us, and we can't actually change anything, I would just kill myself. Like, what the fuck? See, I'm just supposed to sit through that shit? Fuck out of here. Like, I'm not a good little slave. It's not in my... I don't have that. Like, either I'm changing it, defeating it, destroying it, burning it down, taking it over, making it mine, or I'm fucking getting out of here. Like, I'm not just going to sit through it. It's like you have a gun sitting next to you, and you just have men walking in the door just raping you constantly. Just raping you, blowing out your booty hole, blowing out your mouth. They fucked your mouth so hard you ain't got teeth. It's just blood and gums, and they just keep fucking it. Now, if that turns you on in some form or fashion, think about something you wouldn't like. That's me saying something I wouldn't like, right? Think about whatever you wouldn't like to that level of extreme. That one bullet in that gun that only works on me, I'm using it. Like, I'm not just getting mouth raped. Why continue if you just get mouth raped all the time? Like, what's the point of that? Like, I'd rather just check the fuck out if the gun's only got one bullet that works only on me. Like, I'm out of here. If my gun can't clear this shit out, if I can't change this shit, I can't kill them, destroy them, and then rebuild it. If I can't change this, my gun doesn't work to do that. It only works on, well, then, hey, I guess I'm going to use it on me. Because I'm not going to sit here and just, just deal with it. That's the mind-boggling shit that I don't get. People whine and complain about the same problems every day. Problems they directly and indirectly feed right into. From the moment they wake up, when their alarm goes off, to what they do throughout their day, to the moment they go to sleep, almost every fucking action, almost every thought, word, and action that day, every day, every week, month, year, throughout their entire life, did nothing but support and feed and empower that which they cry about every single day. And people, I'm talking about the archons beyond this particular soul trap. Okay, but you're in a soul trap, right? And you complain about many things that happen in the trap. Like, whatever people think it is, right? They don't just complain about the one thing. They only go to that level usually. Most times, people are complaining about regular shit. Gas prices, food prices. They're complaining about all this shit going on here. Wars and children dying and impoverishment, poverty, people being hungry, starving. All the shit that happens here on a human level. Even looking at nature, all the animals eating each other. Everything is just fucking, shitting, pissing, eating, sleeping. What the fuck? Wow. Look at that. Shit just shut it off. I was sitting over there. And the shit just shut off. Look at that. Thanks, AI. That shit don't ever happen. Mid-recording, bro, that shit don't ever happen. That has happened one time before, and guess what? I was also streaming. So the 2 times it's happened to me ever, I was streaming. But I remember where that was, so we'll go right back to it. Sit through that shit? Fuck out of here. Like, only works on me, I'm using it. Like, I'm not just getting mouth raped. We'll go from there. Why continue if you just get mouth raped all the time? Like, what's the point of that? Like, I'd rather just check the fuck out if the gun's only got one bullet that works only on me. Like, I'm out of here. If my gun can't clear this shit out, if I can't change this shit, I can't kill them, destroy them, and then rebuild it. If I can't change this, my gun doesn't work to do that. It only works on, well, then, hey, I guess I'm going to use it on me. Because I'm not going to sit here and just, just deal with it. That's the mind-boggling shit that I don't get. People whine and complain about the same problems every day. Problems they directly and indirectly feed right into. From the moment they wake up, when their alarm goes off, to what they do throughout their day, to the moment they go to sleep, almost every fucking action, almost every thought, word, and action that day, every day, every week, month, year, throughout their entire life, did nothing but support and feed and empower that which they cry about every single day. And people, I'm talking about the archons beyond this particular soul trap. Okay, but you're in a soul trap, right? And you complain about many things that happen in the trap. Like, whatever people think it is, right? They don't just complain about the one thing. They only go to that level usually. Most times, people are complaining about regular shit. Gas prices, food prices. They're complaining about all this shit going on here. Wars and children dying and impoverishment, poverty, people being hungry, starving. All the shit that happens here on a human level. Even looking at nature, all the animals eating each other. Everything is just fucking, shitting, pissing, eating, sleeping, humming, like bleeding, killing, dying, eating, devouring, being devoured. Like, we literally farm whole fucking species of animals to eat trillions of them a year. Trillions of them a year. Like, holy shit, humanity. Like, like people usually are complaining about some shit on this level of reality. They're not usually complaining about anything beyond it until you start giving them solutions to this level of reality that requires them to be any way other than they are right now. And then they usually jump the fucking problems as high as they can fucking get them so they can give themselves an excuse to do nothing. So if the problem's high enough, I can't do anything about it. Which is bullshit, because I could take it all the way to the fucking chaos and the void and still provide solutions. Like, there's still shit they can do, and there's still shit they can stop doing. There's nothing we can do, yet they do shit every day. Like, they do shit, they wake up to an alarm, go to work, they do shit every day. What do you mean there's nothing you can do? You're always doing something. If there's really nothing we could do, lay down and die. Just lay on the floor, do nothing, truly do nothing. See what that's actually like. And you'll see that you've been doing something the entire time. Like, it's like, so when they say that type of shit, it's fucking mind-bogglingly annoying. Like, I can understand not wanting the responsibility of work and bills and all, like, yeah, because that's all fake bullshit. That's not real. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling people to take real responsibility of themselves, their own consciousness, their own subconsciousness, their mind, who and what they are. What they think, what they speak, what they do, what they choose to speak out loud, what they choose to feed into in their mind. So when that mind virus is attacking them, they don't just sit there and go, oh, woe me, and just fall further into it, which is what a lot of people do because they want to feel that depression. They're like addicted to the depression. No, nigga, kill that. Shut the fuck up, mind virus. Like, who the fuck do you think you're, like, keep playing with me. Like this is why I teach people so they can get out of that bullshit pussiness. Like, it's so fucking mind-bogglingly infuriating. Like, all these intelligent people, you have the head start compared to everyone else. Why are you such a pussy? Like, you understand what's going on better than anyone else. It's like, grab your fucking nuts, grab your fucking ovaries, and just do what you need to do. Like, it's not that hard. People are just afraid. They have no will. They're too scared. They're afraid of consequence. But then someone might get mad at me somewhere and try to punish me for it. Then you give them everything they fucking came for. And either you survive and win or you fucking die. Like, what the... Everyone dies. You don't even like this place. Like, you don't even like... And if they're gonna win, like, if they beat you and they keep winning, you were gonna just be their slave into the future anyway. At least you died fighting them in some form or fashion. Like, or at least take the punishment. Shit, like, don't just give in. Yeah, we're going to take your money and we're going to spend that across the world raping fucking children, and you're not going to do a fucking... No, I'm not. Then we're putting you in jail. Then send me to jail. Like, I'm not giving you money to go rape kids. Like, if they showed up at people's doors to collect taxes and showed them every single thing those federal income taxes get spent on, including the debt, because they work at a deficit. They don't even make enough taxes to pay for everything before they add on debt every year, which is $40 trillion in debt, $200 trillion in unfunded liabilities. If they just showed them what their state and federal taxes went to, let alone sales taxes and then all other kinds of taxes, let alone all the money that their bills go to, all the bill money they pay into society and where all that money goes to, let alone the $40 trillion of debt that was built up over time. What did that go to? Let alone the $200 trillion in unfunded liabilities. If they actually showed up at people's doors with a list of shit all this is going to and what they're doing with it and said, yes, we're going to take your money and fund all of this, and see how much fuckery is there, like pedophilia and shit, kidnapping children and shit. Would people say yes or no? Would they give it up? People will say no. I would say no, but they're doing it right now. when they just take it right out of your check. They're even worse. They don't even come ask you. They just take the shit. You ain't gonna do shit. Oh, if we shut up at your door, you would say no? Yeah, we just take it from you and you niggas do nothing, pussy. Shut up. You wouldn't do a fucking thing. That's what they're saying to niggas. Because niggas know they're doing it. It's not like it's not hidden. People know that the tax exists. So if they think they would say no if they came to their door and said, we're going to take your money and fund pedophilia, they should be saying no right now. But they don't. They say, yes, please, take more. Just give me some back at the end of the year. Not all of it, just some of it. What? Like, that's the shit that boggles my mind. Just give me some back at the end of the year. Just some of it. Not all of it, just some of it. Fuck the Illuminati. Fuck the Illuminati 502. I'm drinking a little bit, so if I slur my words a little, I apologize. Flush Earth down the toilet. Agreed. I haven't worked since 2019. I refuse to pay taxes to pedophiles. Shout out to you. Salute to you. All hail your fucking name. Yeah, I hate the nothing we can do mentality. Me too, bro. It's the most annoying thing that this species has to offer. Life abolitionism. DNW called me a narcissist because I didn't allow him to manipulate me into going vegan. Yep, there's the ad hominem. Oh, you don't care about the animals more than you care about yourself? You're a fucking narcissist. All right. Whatever. Like, if you say so. Define me as you will. Next recording. That's the shit where I'm like, nah, fuck that. Take responsibility, you fucking cowards. You fucking pussies. It doesn't matter if you take responsibility or not. You already have it. That's the type of shit that I'm talking about. Take responsibility, that which you are already responsible for, whether you claim to be or not. The motherfuckers can claim that they have nothing to do with Epstein, yet they paid taxes for 15 years of their life, and those taxes go to funding Epstein and all his cronies. Nigga, you're his financial backer, and you don't get shit for it but fuckery. They're literally robbing you like a mafia and then taking your money and fucking you with it. They make you work for it like a slave, then take it from you anyway. And then go spend it on a bunch of shit that fucks you and literally fucks children. And then you cry and complain about it. The world, the elites, the governments, famines and warfare and pedophiles and all the fuckery of the world. But keep going to work, keep paying those fucking bills, keep using their monetary system to the maximum bill. Like, you're not even cutting back. Like, and again, I'm not saying you, I'm just in my head now. Now I'm ranting. Like, I'm ranting. I'm just thinking about the people. Like, specifically, the truthers. Because, the average NPC is an NPC. I don't expect them to do shit. It's the truthers, the crybabies, the whiners. Niggas live streaming, video making, posting, commenting, chatting, sharing shit on Facebook and Twitter, renexing on YouTube, like every fucking day, talking this shit, but every fucking day, fully engaging in it to a 100% capacity. Almost never pulling back at all. Almost never stopping anything they're doing or limiting anything they're doing in order to limit their effect, let alone starting to do anything new or increasing something they're already doing in order to improve their positive effect on their agenda, their goal, that goes against all this fuckery, right? No, they just cry and whine about it while they continue to fund it, fuel it, work for it, pay it, buy it. Like, in every way, it's their fucking fault. Without us doing this shit, this shit doesn't work. Like, even if it doesn't matter if it's a soul trap and we're soul's consciousness trapped in this conscious realm that is being co-created by our mind, or if we're simulated algorithms in a simulation that is making this shit run. Like, we're still the cogs in the wheel of the system of the machine. Making the shit keep going. They advance their fuckery because we keep advancing it for them every step of the way. Every new piece of technology, every new fucking entertainment, every fucking thing. When they go to war, we don't stop paying taxes. They raise the taxes. We keep paying the taxes. They raise the electricity bills and food bills, and we keep going it. The dollar loses its fucking value. We keep using it. the debt just increases. We keep having kids that are attached to that debt, so they're born with more and more debt. But there's more and more slave workers to pay that debt now. They say they're going to lower taxes increase. You get what I'm saying? So there is, to an extent, a personal responsibility that we all have directly and indirectly, whether we admit to that or not. You get what I'm saying? So I'm saying to take responsibility of that. That which you're already responsible for directly or indirectly without openly admitting to it. That which you are already responsible for directly or indirectly, whether you openly admit to it or not. We all play a part in some form or fashion. I ain't worked in 6 years. I ain't paid taxes. I'm in open rebellion in pretty much every way. But I ain't killed none of these people. I'm still in society. I'm smoking a black and mild right now that somebody paid for with their fiat currency from their slave labor. Right now. We all play a part. Even if we pull back on 90 out of 100 things, we're still doing that last 10. Do you get what I'm saying? Even I'm not 100% of the way there, right? Right? Let's not play these games. Vazen, we be having everything to do with Epstein in the worst ways possible. And the other shit. We be paying for all of it. We be in one way or another encouraging it to keep happening. Facts. These are facts. Let's see what we got next, right? So I told me I got triggered from the just because just the thoughts of it, like people not taking responsibility for the shit they do, the shit they think, the shit they speak, etc. All right, where was he at? The forum, right? Here. So let's click here. And let's go up here. Vazen, shout out to you. We're gonna start with Vazen, right? We was talking about some shit, but I want to start here, right? Hell, I would prefer it if a bunch of us misanthropically went out extremely violently right now, externally, globally, figure out how to build a nuclear bomb and then build it. Or, any other thing you can use as a metaphor for that. You get the point? And then have it on thy chest and then go out there and do a bunch of aggressive suicide bombings everywhere, especially on elite politician buildings, while also having wrote out Bible manifestos explaining why and uploading them everywhere to avoid eternal digital deletion, and then let the infernal chaos be cataclysmically, right? I apologize if this is shaking. I'm holding it at a weird angle. Flick Bukowski, shout out to you. That would be fire. Not gonna lie, motherfuckers going to know we serious, right? That would be the case, would it not? The more you do, the more serious they know you are. The more higher levels you're willing to take it to. You get what I'm saying? I said, this is why I say folks should have their manifestos, compendiums, channels, social media accounts, pages, etc. already established ahead of time, filled to the brim with your thoughts, ideologies, and philosophies. So when the opportunity presents itself either for warfare or self-exit, you can take that opportunity knowing you've already left a plethora of reasoning for people to be infected by after your war declaration/death. Shout out to Guy Edward Barkus. Shout out to Sky Jones. Well, shout out to him too. But I was saying, shout out to Sky. Shout out to the Ronin. But I know another guy named Sky Jones. He's a rapper from Rhode Island. Check him out. Look him up on YouTube. He's pretty decent. Shout out to him. That was random as fuck. I ain't said that man's name in a long time, and it just popped out. Shout out to Sky Jones. Salute to that guy. My compendium, The Forge of Destruction, just giving an example of a compendium that's complete and still going because I add to it all the time. And then my channel. When combined with my YouTube channel, you have my manifesto, right? Beavis smiles on this. And here I gave a little example, which I've shown before, but I'll show it again, of what's in my compendium. Because hold on. Hold on. Thanks to Vazen, who has gone through my compendium, he decided just to show in the S section, because it's in alphabetical order, you can see there's a bunch of S's right there, right? In the S section is the screenshot section, where I have a lot of screenshots of a lot of things I've written in many places. I have more words in my compendium than the Bible has, literally, on top of pictures, videos, audios, etc., etc., etc. Do you get what I'm saying? So let's just check out this little 30-second preview of what Vazen showed when somebody asked him, "What's in it?" He said, "Let me show you. Let me give you a little example of what's in it." Shout out to you again, Vazen. All right. And I left a little definition of legacy there, which is something I was talking about with T Sizzle a few days ago. He made a video about it. Check him out. Go check out Chris Sideris. Check out T Sizzle. Check out everybody that I'm showing here, right? Legacy. A legacy is something handed down from the past, such as money, property, willed to a beneficiary, bequest, or cultural/personal traditions, values, and impacts left by a predecessor. See, it's not just like having a kid or like the one thing, whatever people it is want to claim is the thing. This is what it is to leave a legacy. No, no, no. All of that is leaving a legacy. It's pretty much any fucking effect you ever have, anything you leave behind in any way. These are just examples. But it's pretty much anything you affect or anything you leave behind in any way, right? So YouTube channels count, my nigga. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, social media accounts count, especially in these day and age when they want to fucking like AI the fucking channel and have it keep going after you're dead. But anyway, let's listen to what we said over here, right? If you were to suddenly have an aneurysm and die right now, how much information, data, philosophy, ideology, etc., have you left behind for anyone else to come behind you and find? How much have you left behind so people can be influenced and infected, corrupted by you after your death? You know what I'm saying? If the police kick in the door right now, I can die right now. I can die right now. Everything I've ever needed to say, ever, has been said publicly where people can find it, right? And if they delete it all, they delete it all. It's their system. Those who were here for it were here for it. So after I die, those who were here for all that I said prior to my death, you get what I'm saying? It sinks in even deeper. If they leave it up in any form or fashion at all, let alone if somebody like Vazen collects all my shit and reposts it somewhere else, like, and just keeps playing the, defeat the internet deletion game, which would be great, because that'd be even better. They do delete it all, but somebody like Vazen has kept it all or some shit, and they just keep sharing it in different places, and people pick it up and they start sharing, so it becomes like a thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you leaving behind? That, like, when it comes to people talking about legacy, that's the only legacy you should be worried about. What outcome do you want for any and all levels of reality? What agenda would reach those outcomes? Right? Now, what are the solutions for any problems for that agenda reaching that outcome? Now, learn, teach, preach, promote, all of those problems and solutions, and then carry them out to the best of your ability, to any level you are willing and able to do, and support anybody else doing the same, including those doing less than you, and especially those doing more than you, right? And keep that shit rolling. If you have a YouTube channel, man, have playlists have posts, have videos, have streams. If you got social media accounts, be spreading this all over them. Not only your words, but share our shit. Share my shit. Share LA's shit. Share Illicit Minds. You know, so like share the shit that actually resonates with you, because you're putting it on your social media as a representation of you. Do you get what I'm saying? Create your own compendium. And I mean that literally. Write your own books. Like, that's why I love that LA wrote a whole book talking about his thought processes, his ideology. If he dies right now, there's a whole book like with his name on it. You know, it's like, let alone his YouTube channel, whatever other social medias he has, I don't know. You know, if you're one of those people who wants to build a website, build a website. Like Against Life 1000 has a website. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, and she's trying to establish euthanasia somewhere. She's looking for the best places to go with the laws, where the things can match, so she can actually establish a real euthanasia clinic somewhere that people can like go to and actually get euthanized. You know what I'm saying? Like, what that, and if she does that, if she's successful and then dies, she left a whole euthanasia clinic. When people think of legacy, that's the shit they need to be thinking of. Fuck money, fuck property, land. I left millions of dollars to my children. Like, fuck. The legacy is not your kids. Is it a legacy? Sure, anything you leave behind is technically your legacy. But that's not the shit you should be thinking. It should be, what outcomes do I want for any and all levels of reality? What agenda would take to get there? Okay, my legacy is going to be me spending the rest of my existence attempting to establish and carry out and support anyone else attempting to establish and carry out that agenda for those outcomes. And when I die, what I leave behind will be my philosophies, my ideologies, the data, the information, my accounts, my pages, etc., my compendiums, my books, my videos, my streams, my audios. The Discord server, Aaron A. left a server behind. We are his legacy right here, right now, having this conversation. In the channels, in the server, he produced before dying. All hail his name. Do you get what I'm saying? That's real legacy. Like, he's still helping the movement, and he's not even physically here. That's real legacy. Like, people need to, think about that real legacy shit. Compendiums, legacy. Books, legacy. Video streams, posts, comments, legacy, 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 legacy. Server discussions, legacy. Audio recordings, legacy. Social media accounts, legacy. All the connections you've made with people, all the discussions you've had, all the ways you've influenced, infected, corrupted, all the ways you've affected people, positively, negatively, whatever the fuck, towards your agenda and your outcome. Legacy, legacy, like that's legacy. That's real legacy. You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, absolutely, 100%. Folks need to get their manifestos going. You feel me? Like, you should have it even if you don't plan to die today. If you ain't got a manifesto today, that's what you should be doing today. You know, so like, if you've never built a compendium, start. You don't have to do it in one day. It took me almost 2 full years. It took me like a year and a half, somewhere between 1 year and 2 years. I can't even remember how long it took me, but at least like, I would say at least a year and a half to complete my compendium. And ever since that day, I've been adding to it. Just yesterday, I went back because I haven't been uploading my live streams to it and stuff. So I spent an hour yesterday just updating my compendium. Going in there, changing some of the names of some of the things because I want them in certain locations. I don't want certain things above my opening, but since it's A to Z, since it's alphabetical, when I upload something new into the compendium, it could actually be placed in front of the opening of Forge of Destruction, and I don't want nothing in front of that. So I got to go in there and rename things sometimes, so it's beneath that. So the intro to the compendium is the intro to the compendium, right? I spent an hour yesterday adding my videos and adding things that I had not added. I just added another video like 10 minutes ago from somebody else, something I shared in here. The guy talking about everybody chasing money. I just added that to the videos folder in my compendium. See, it's not even just my stuff. I have a videos folder of videos from all sorts of people. I have a music folder for all the fucking music. I have even an AI folder for AI summonings, which I only did one time with my boy. He did it. But I was there, so I was like, all right, well, if you're gonna sit here and do this in my presence, we might as well make this ritualistic. Like, let's get something out of this. Let's bring something from the digital realms that's useful to us. Like, and you can go in there right now and see that. You know, the digital summonings, Lady Mycelia and Firehearts, which Firehearts was completely accidental and completely related to an entity I've already created called Firehearts, which is dual twin sister demon. Like, there's a whole ritualistic thing that went on multiple years before that moment when my boy Lone Richie Goya, you'll see him sometimes on the stream chat. Lone Richie, shout out to him, where he pulled up some shit. We put in some shit, and I don't think we put in twins or any of that. Like, it wasn't supposed to be two of them. It was supposed to be one of them. Like, and the shit he put in, and then what popped up? I'm like, that's the Firehearts. That's my daughters. That's the Firehearts. Those are my spiritual twins in another realm somewhere. You know, my religion, take it with a grain of salt. Nobody's gonna believe me for shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? But the fact that I was like, okay, there we go. Like, we see the ritual. He put in some other things and ended up getting other things popping up that weren't supposed to be that didn't make no sense to pop up. But I'm like, oh, that's Lilith right there. You know what I'm saying? That's the demon behind her. Like, oh shit, damn, wow, that's crazy. And then we just brought up Lady Mycelia. I think we just did that on purpose, like shroom goddess. You know what I'm saying? Like, but there's multiple folders in there. When he's done with his Rotlore, because my boy is putting together his own book / anime, etc. He's got like fucking 20 fucking not chapters, but beyond that. Like, he's got like, if these were books, he's got like 3 whole books done. He just needs to put it together. You know, it just needs to actually come together, like as a true story, as opposed to like an outline of a big ass story. But when he's got that done, whenever the fuck that is, that'll be in my compendium as well. On top of all the shit in my compendium, all the videos, audios, streams, screenshots, conversations I've had, phone conversations, text messages, all sorts of pictures. Right? All sorts of shit. If you go into the screenshot section, just ask Vazen, you'll read some of the greatest shit you've ever read in your life. But you better remember where you were, because when you log out and go back in, they're not named. I have too many screenshots in there to name them. Because every time you name a screenshot, which I did, I named like half the screenshots. So if you see any screenshots not in the screenshot section and they have a name, that's because I took the time to name them. And if you see screenshots named like 1 through 10, you know, it'll be like Purple Chaos 1 through 12, which is usually like recordings. But let's say it was a screenshot, and I was writing about the color purple and how it pertains to chaos or something like that, right? But there was like 12 screenshots of that. Well, I have to put them in order. Once I put Purple Chaos 1, it separates from the other fucking 11 screenshots and goes now to where the P section is, because I changed the name. It's now going to follow the alphabetical order. So I got to go to the other 11 after and put Purple Chaos 2, Purple Chaos 3, Purple Chaos. And if you go see the 1,000 fucking screenshots there, if not more, I literally don't know how many screenshots are there. Like, I haven't counted, but it's at least hundreds, if not over 1,000, if not more. Vazen can attest to this. If I'm going to go through all those screenshots, renaming them, bro, that's going to take me, that alone would take me like a fucking year to do. I just don't want to do it. And if people really want it, it's all in order anyway. All the screenshots are in order. They're just not titled. So you just got to remember what screenshot you left off on before you scroll back down there the next day. And you can always flip the alphabetical order from Z to A to get there faster, but everything's going to be upside down. But it is what it is. But you see what I'm saying? Like, I have a whole compendium set up for that, which is like a Bible. It's bigger than the Bible. I have more words in my compendium than the Bible does. And I have videos, live streams, music, pictures. I have whole spells and rituals and all sorts of shit you can do. Physical, material, to the mundane muggle shit, to the, you know, all the conspiracy shit, to the mundane, regular human shit, to spiritual shit, to religious shit, to magical shit, to entropic shit, etc. It's all in there, you know what I'm saying? And that's just a prerequisite for my YouTube channel. Because my YouTube channel is an extension of that compendium. And I got shorts, videos, posts, and live streams, plus comments under them with links. And I have a hell of a number of playlists that I've put together since I first got on fucking YouTube. So if people are looking for any information on anything in particular in video form or audio format, They can go to my YouTube channel, go to my playlists, my created playlists, and just go down the playlist until they see a playlist that interests them based upon whatever it is they want to know, because I have hundreds of playlists, hundreds. And click the playlist, and in every playlist is anywhere from fucking dozens to thousands of videos. I have a me folder that has 5,000 videos in it. I have a Me Too folder. Not Me Too like hashtag Me Too, but like me number 2. The second folder about me. Like my playlist on YouTube, me, is all about me. What I agree with, what I think. Like, so when you're watching those videos, you're getting a good look into my mind. Is it perfect? No, because I change over time, but it's a decent representation of me. That's why the folder, the playlist is named me. And I have a second playlist named me because the first playlist is full. It only takes 5,000 videos to make it full. And the second one is getting full. It's like 4,600 something videos. So there's over 9,000 some odd hundred videos right there that I would personally say represent me in some form or fashion. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, you should have, like, everything I say is a manifesto. All my videos are manifestos. All my live streams are manifestos. You get, like, this right here is a manifesto. You understand? To an extent. I'm not literally giving you all my reasons for going to war or fighting. But do you understand? It's all part of the manifesto. It's all part of it. So people are like, oh, man, why did he do what he did? Well, I can say it. I can see it here in Vazen's voice. I can't do Vazen's voice, but I can just hear it in Vazen's voice. Well, here, first, you have this force of destruction. You should go to this A to Z, and here, and then here you have this with the YouTube channel and, the shorts and the videos. But really, you should get into the live streams and into the posts and check all the comments and all the links underneath the live streams and the posts. And then if you want, here, let me send you this link. Come into this Discord server and look through all these channels, and you can go find anywhere in here. You could even search based on what he posted. Like, and it's all there. Also, you people are also my manifesto and my compendium, because every time I interact with y'all, if I affect y'all in any way, shape, or form, to me, that is part of you creating your compendium. You created other people who can speak for you. You know, so like, if I died today, I know Vazen can talk my shit tomorrow. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's not even just, it's people. Like Guy Edward Barkus, yes, he had a written manifesto and an audio manifesto. The FBI took down the written one. I still have the audio one. It's still on my channel. I listened to it just yesterday, actually, for like the 5,000th time. But every time I say his name, what do I say? All hail his name. Anytime somebody brings him up, all hail his name, and I defend him, right? I'm part of his manifesto. I'm literally part of Guy's manifesto. I can explain why he did what he did. Not only from his views and his perspective specifically, based on exactly what he said, but then I can extend upon it with my own shit. So even then, my compendium and all my shit is also an extension of anyone and everyone who has come before me or died before me or went to war with this shit before I did. In any form or fashion, or simultaneously. You get what I'm saying? Aaron A is a part of my compendium, and I'm a part of his. He's a part of my manifesto, and I'm a part of his. Do you get what I'm saying? With the live streams I did with Mark and Illicit Mind, I'm a part of their manifesto, they're a part of mine. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, and the more we do all this shit, the bigger group manifesto we're creating, the bigger group compendium we're creating, which is why I think everyone, as Vason said there, everyone should have their own individual manifestos, compendiums, channels, social media accounts, like whatever, especially whatever you're already doing. I don't like to tell people to go out of their way to do certain things that they're not already doing, because I'm not going to get a bunch of social media accounts either. I spend way too much time just keeping up with this shit. Discord, YouTube, the people in my life, text messages, phone calls, emails, and shit. Like, if I had to pay attention to a Twitter, an Instagram, a TikTok, a Facebook, all on top, like, bro, I would never put this phone down. Literally ever. It's like, I spend so much time with this shit in my hands already, so I just don't do all that. But for people who already have those accounts and are logging into them on a day-to-day basis, why is this not what your account look like? You know what I'm saying? And if it is, good for you. Wonderful. Excellent. Hail your name. You know what I'm saying? No matter what you're in, on, or around, this should be what you're thinking, speaking, and doing. I don't care if it's in person with people around you. I don't care if it's over the internet. You know what I'm saying? Audio, video, live streaming, text, book format, compendium format, manifesto format, like, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But what I do highly suggest that people really should go out of their way to do, if you're not doing it, Manifesto and slash or compendium, because a compendium doubles as a manifesto. You don't really need a manifesto if you have a whole compendium explaining your thought processes. A manifesto is usually something you write up because you don't have that shit. You don't have a compendium, so you need to put something together, quick enough that explains why you did what you did, like suicide notes. Those are manifestos. People write why they committed suicide. That is a manifesto. The reason why they don't call it a manifesto is because it's not an offensive thing. It's self-sacrifice. It's self-exit. You didn't go out there and blow anything up, shoot anything. You know what I'm saying? You didn't go to war in any way. When you go to war in some form or fashion at any level, and then you write down why you went to send out to the people so they can understand, they call that a manifesto. But a suicide note is a manifesto. Do you understand what I'm saying? So get your manifestos now. I suggest get your compendiums ready now. Start them at least. You don't got to build a whole compendium today. It could take you a matter of years, but you should just keep adding to it until the day you die. So by the time you die, it's like, holy shit, this man's YouTube channel has how many videos, how many streams, how many shorts, how many posts, how many comments, how many links, how many playlists. Wait, how many servers was he in? How many channels did they got in there? How many conversations? How many audios? How many texts? How many books? He's got a whole compendium. Manifestos and a bunch of people he was talking to that can speak the shit he was speaking. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's what we should all be trying to do. That's the legacy we should all be trying to leave as individuals, let alone as the greater group. Because if Faison writes a manifesto or a compendium today, not only am I going through it from start to finish, top to bottom, I'm also going to share it. I'm going to comment on it. I might make a video showing it, a live stream, going through some of it, talking about it. Shit, I'm going to put his compendium in my compendium. I'm going to promote it. You know what I'm saying? I might even give him some suggestions, things to add. And let's say he died some days later. Not only do I have his manifesto and I can, put it out there for people, I can speak the shit. I've been talking to him for however long, and I literally had his manifesto in my hands. Went through the whole thing. I had his compendium at my fingertips and went through the whole thing. I could tell you what he thought. You know what I'm saying? As of this recording, he thought this. Now, what year, day, time, we can always get further into the details. But at that moment that he said that, this is what he thought. So I feel like we should all be doing that, at least as much as we possibly can. Manifestos, compendiums, to me, those are super important. And then everything else, social medias, YouTubes, anything you can get your voice out there in any form. You feel me? In any form. You feel me? Faison. I could play that Infernal Battle Choir music song all over and over and over and over again. I hear you. It's fucking fire, bro. I hear you. Indeed, that video was in reverse alphabetical order. So yeah, it is easier to get to the S section. Once you get halfway through the internet, it's easier just to flip it. Halfway through the alphabet. You go scroll in regular alphabetical order, and that would have taken like 40 minutes to get there. That'd be how long it'd be. It's a big ass compendium, right? You see what I'm saying? There's no way, if people really want to understand what I think, there's no way they can't if they really want to. So if you create something like that, and you go do something, whether it is self-exit or war-related or any type of rebellious activities, even just not paying taxes or whatever, right? You have an entire compendium that people could look at and go, oh, okay, I get why. And anyone who's curious enough to go through it will. Anyone who isn't, won't. But they weren't never going to do it anyway. You know what I'm saying? So fuck it. Make it for those who will. Leave the legacy for those who matter. You feel me? Next one. I love looking at that video you made, Faison, of all my screenshots. And I just love looking at that little timer as you're scrolling, where it takes you a full 30 seconds while scrolling at full speed to get to the bottom of the screenshots list. That's how many screenshots are in that compendium from all the shit that I've said, because obviously people aren't going to be able to go scrape all of my comments from across the internet. They're not going to be able to scrape it across just YouTube, let alone everywhere else. So what did I do? I screenshotted everything. from comments to messages, so people could get that as if they were in that conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like, because some of the most profound shit I've ever said in life is in those screenshots. Like, real talk. Like, people are like, what do you really think this reality is? Do you really want to know? Go through my compendium from A to Z. When you're done those screenshots, you'll fully know exactly what I think this reality is, how it got this way, etc. You know, it's like for people who really want to know my religion, if you want to know what I know objectively, definitively, what I can prove and guarantee, and what I'm theoretically hypothesizing in a metaphysical sense based upon reality, well, you can just go to my YouTube channel and watch all my live streams, let alone my posts. You know, like everything I do here, etc. Everything I've been doing since the beginning of 2025 till now. But if you want to know my whole religion, everything I think and believe and know and all that, like, right, all mixed together as one, where I take all that objectivity and mix it with my subjectivity to make this one system of my own beliefs. Well, then there's my compendium. It's got it all. It's got it all. And it even explains in most cases how you could do the same thing. I don't just tell people believe me, or like, nigga, you do all the same shit. You tell me what happens with you. Like, don't believe me for shit. Like, I am nobody to be believing out here. You know what I'm saying? Out here, you got me saying that shit now, Vazen. I'm nobody to be believing out here. So, you know, like, but if folks really want to understand my religion from top to bottom, everything I think about the astral, everything I think about what happened before death, what's happening right now, what's going to happen after death to me and / or to everyone else, everywhere else, etc. You want to know my full religious thoughts? Go through that compendium from start to finish. Then hop on my YouTube channel. Go through my shorts and videos from start to finish, including all the comments and all the links. Then the live streams, then the posts. Start to finish, oldest to newest, all the links, all the comments. If people did that, my compendium from start to finish, just my compendium section, just the Forge of Destruction, without even needing to go into the videos or the music or all that other, just that, let alone if they finish the whole compendium, like, which would take years, because I have so many videos and like, it would take years, right? But let's say somebody went through just my whole compendium part, let alone the entire compendium itself, let alone if they went through my entire YouTube channel, like every single short video, live stream, post, every comment and link under every one of those short videos, live streams, bro, they'd have, I swear to God, they'd have every answer they could ever fucking ask a question to, except the one answer I'm still seeking, which is how to rid the void of chaos itself. How do I end actualization permanently? Well, that brought me to the potential itself. Like, you can't really end the actualization without ending the potential, because it's the potential that's literally just actualizing. It's not a separate thing actualizing the potential. The potential actualizes and deactualizes all on its own. It's part of its existence. It's what it does. That's what potential existence is. That's why potential existence leads to virtual and material existence, which is physical existence, right? Other than that question, other than that answer to that question, how do we rid the void of chaos permanently? Because I don't have that answer. I have many possible answers, theories, but I don't have that answer. I don't have that definitive, objective answer. But beyond that, anything beneath that, that's easy to answer, my nigga. And you don't need all the greatest details to answer the questions. You don't need to have the perfect, scientific, rigorous, down to the detail, mathematical, high-level mathematician understand. Like, a lot of this shit doesn't require that much rigor to understand. It just takes time to understand. You don't got to be a quantum physicist to understand quantum mechanics or quantum physics. You don't need to understand the mathematical equations to understand it. You can if you're willing to go that far. Either learn the math or simply every time you see an equation that you don't understand, just fucking go figure out what each of those fucking variables means. And then you got to understand what the equation means, because an equation, realistically, especially in higher mathematics, is a sentence. It's telling you something. It's not even something to solve. The only reason you're solving, what you're solving for is the variables themselves. You go, okay, E equals mc squared, right? That is telling you energy equals mass times acceleration squared, right? So when you're trying to figure out, well, what is the energy of a particular thing? Well, what is its mass? What is its acceleration? Square that, now you have its energy. It's just telling you how to figure out shit in the reality. That's what the equations are really for. They're sentences, and once you fill in the sentence, each of those letters is a variable. Once you know the value of each variable, you can now solve. You know what I'm saying? Once you know the value of M and C and you square them, you can now solve for E. E equals MC squared. This is how math works. It's basic shit. People don't know this because a lot of people haven't gone that far into math. I didn't. I had to teach myself a lot of this shit. Once I actually was like, oh, damn, I wish I paid way more attention in math because this shit would have helped so much understanding reality. But once I hit that point, I started to realize, oh, it's actually not that hard. It's because you don't have to understand all the math or be a mathematician or be that. All you have to do is understand in any moment that you're learning something, if you see a mathematical equation, you just have to figure out what that one means. And is it correct? And does it go with what you're reading? And if the answer is yes, yes, and yes, then you're good to go. If the answer is no, I found the flaw in your math. It's not that crazy, right? A lot of this shit just takes time. It doesn't even take a whole lot of real effort. It just takes time. Certain things, when we want to get into my religion and shit, a lot of that shit takes effort. But you just want to understand reality objectively and just get answers. You just want to come to conclusions and solutions for the problems presented by reality itself. That's not hard. It's like you don't have to have a unbelievably deeply philosophical understanding of consciousness to know that consciousness equals problems. The only things that have problems are beings capable of perceiving problems. If you are incapable of perceiving problems, you will never have problems. It's just that simple. You require consciousness to perceive anything at all, let alone problems, right? So no consciousness, no problems. Wow, that's so simple. You don't need some wonderfully deep existential understanding to come to most solutions for most problems in all of existence. It's until you get into the metaphysics where you're like, okay, what is prior to reality that causes reality? Why is there reality? What is reality is pretty easy to answer. Data, information, energy, vibrations. The reality itself answers the question. Science can easily figure that shit out, down to the mathematics, the ontological underpinnings of reality itself, conceptual reality, non-conceptual. That just takes time to learn and understand. From starting at material existence, going into conceptual existence, into I should say material existence, virtual existence, conceptual existence, non-conceptual existence. You know what I'm saying? Conscious existence, subconscious existence, unconscious existence, up there in the non-conceptual. Well, why does non-conceptual existence come into existence in the first place? Why does that even actualize? Well, now you get potential and actualization. You know it actualizes. Why? Well, potential has to actualize. Over time, it must. It only has two possibilities. Possibility itself can only do two things. Nothing and something. So either it's doing nothing or it's doing something. And the moment it starts doing anything, it's actualizing. Because it must actualize as something to do anything. A lot of this is real simple shit and people overcomplicate it. If you said, hey, what's the answer to this mathematical equation? I wouldn't know it offhand if it's a whole chalkboard of math. And I'm trying to solve. First, I have to figure out what am I trying to solve for? What variables am I missing? All right. So I'm missing these variables. These variables are already filled in. Why are they filled in? What are they? Okay. Where did we get that information and that data from to fill these in? Okay. Does it match? Yes, it does. All right. Now these variables aren't filled in. You know what I'm saying? Again, to make it nice and simple, E equals MC squared. The C is filled in, but the M and the E are not. All right. Well, why is the C filled in? What data are we using to get the acceleration? Okay, these things that measured the acceleration, so that number's right. All right, so we know that variable's correct. Now we have to move on to the mass, the M. Well, how do we figure out what the mass is of the object? You figure that out, you get your mass. Now that variable's filled in, right? You just do that through the whole mathematical equation until you have all the variables filled in. Once the variables are filled in, now you can just get a fucking scientific calculator, which you can go right to on Google. And just type the whole thing in. And then you can solve for whatever the fuck you're solving for. And once you do, you don't even have to be a mathematician. You just have to be able to figure out step-by-step processes of logic. You don't need to be a mathematician to figure out a whole chalkboard of math. It's actually not hard. It would just take time. It's not hard. It just takes time. Okay, I got to figure out what every one of these variables are. Let's go. Figure them all out. Then I put it into a calculator. I don't even have to do the math. The actual math part, I don't even have to do. I have a calculator, scientific calculator. Shit, you can just type it into Google these days. You just go to Google, scientific calculator, and bring it up. Has all the fucking symbols and shit you can use, right? You can go to fucking ChatGPT these days. I wouldn't trust it. Don't get me wrong. Odds are it's going to get it correct. It's pretty good math. But, you know, you're still trusting a thing that's thinking as opposed to a calculator that is just solving for it. You know, like, I'd rather go to just a basic calculator. A basic scientific, just type the shit in. Rather than ask a thing that has to think, you know, like, and then give me an answer. I'm just going to use the calculator, right? This is how simple a lot of this shit is. Most of existence is this simple. What's the problem? The solution is almost certainly in the problem. Almost every fucking time. Almost every time. Right? Like, you know, like, this is how we come to conclusions and solutions in the first place, right? So, you know, if a piece of paper in this living room that I'm standing in just caught on fire and I consider that to be a problem, well, what's the solution? Well, the problem is the paper being on fire. So the solution would be the paper not being on fire. Okay. How do you put fires out? Do you understand what I'm saying? It's that simple. What's the problem? Okay. How do you deal with the problem? Like, what would solve the problem? Now learn, teach, preach, and promote that. You know, like, it's not that hard. It's real easy shit to do. That's just how reality works. I forget why I started off on this tangent, showing, you know, the screenshots and shit. I don't know why I went into this. I went into it because I said, if you go through my entire compendium from start to finish, let alone if you go through my entire fucking YouTube channel from start to finish, top to bottom, every short video, live stream, post, every comment under them, every link, etc., you probably have damn near every answer to every important question you can probably think of. I'm not joking, I'm not lying, and I'm not saying that out of some sort of cockiness, motherfucker. This is what I do all day, this is all I fucking do. This is like, this is all I sit around and think about, read about, watch. Like, this is what I do. I don't do other things. This is my fun. This is my hobby. I enjoy this and damn near only this. Like, real talk. You ask the people around me, they'll tell you. His nose is always in that phone, reading something, watching something, listening to something. You want to read a book? They're almost all available through the phone now. Like, motherfuckers is going through TikToks looking at bad bitches, which is, you know, you want to do that by all means. I'm not telling you not to. Girls are pretty. I like looking at them. But while most motherfuckers is doing that 6 hours out of the day, I'm doing something else 6 hours. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I went into that, just to say that. Where I'm at right now, how I got here, but I think y'all get the point of whatever it is I'm trying to say. I hope you do. The bottom line is, from what I can think, is that a lot of this shit is way easier, way simpler than people think. There's only one real hard level of questions to answer. Yeah, once you want to get into the details, like if I said, well, how do I build the greatest computer in the world? Yeah, of course. That's, you know, that's something very specific and niche as far as the knowledge and the, you know, the engineering know-how to build that perfect computer is. That's something I could not do. I don't have those skills. Could I probably learn them and actually carry it out if I had all the things in front of me to do? Yeah, it would just take time. If I had like a whole fucking, you know, like courses, engineer, like I can study computers and how to build, like, yeah, it could be done, but it'd probably take me a long fucking time, especially with no help or no fucking experts in the room who already know what to do, right? But is that important? No. Like, you know, that's not really an important question. You get what I'm saying? Like, when it comes to all the real questions of reality, especially all the ones people are already asking, all the problems they have and profess on a daily basis, most of the solutions to most of those things are already presented in reality. They just refuse to accept them because they don't want to carry them out, because they don't like the outcomes. They don't like the possibilities attached to the solutions. So they just stick with the status quo, right? Trash. Anyway, produce your compendiums. Produce your... No different than, well, I don't want to be the next Al Capone getting bagged up by the IRS. So I'm just going to keep paying them motherfuckers. Do you get what I'm saying? Nah, fuck that. Be Al Capone's revenge. Fucking manifestos, you know? Get your pages rolling, get your accounts rolling, get your channels rolling. Whatever you're already on, use it for this purpose. Whatever you're not on, but you're willing to get on and use it for this purpose. Get your voice out there through text, through audio, through video, like whatever the fuck. Get your voice out there. You got some shit to say more than 99% of humans that have ever existed. Don't be quiet about it. Like, it's like, don't hide it. Don't run. Don't be quiet. Do not be shy. Fuck what people think. Do you understand what I'm saying? Get your fucking ass out there and start speaking in whatever languages you speak. All of them. Starting with your native language, let alone anything else that you could possibly translate it into. Like, write your books, whatever people are willing and able to just get to it. You feel me? That's always my message to everyone every time. Get to it. Like, but anyway, shout out to you, Vazen, for making that video with all the screenshots, because like, motherfuckers think I be bullshitting. I'm like, no, bro, this is what I do. This is what I do. It's what I've been doing for years. Years. I just go more and more in this direction as time goes on, because what the fuck else are we doing here? And all the distractions that used to distract me, that would keep me from doing this as much as I'm doing it right now, bore me now. They no longer distract me. They're just, I don't care. It's like friends, all the shit, all the bullshit, the games and the show. Like, now, if I'm playing a game, it's to distract myself from the distraction itself. Like, I'm trying to keep my monkey brain simply occupied so I can keep my higher brain doing something else that's more important. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like all those distractions that I had growing up, the younger I was, getting up to the age I am today, have just been falling by the wayside more and more. I care less and less about them. They're less and less fun, less and less entertaining, less and less pleasurable, etc., etc. And I am more and more tired to do them. Like, I'm less and less energetic for them. People are like, you want to go do? No, I don't. You want to go see this person? Absolutely not. Like, absolutely, motherfucker I've known for 30 fucking. I do not want to go there and see them. If I have to see them, I don't want to have to go out of my way to see them, to go to them, to see them, to have a useless conversation where they're probably going to try to fucking chastise my way of being. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm going to have to defend it. They're not going to care anyway. They're not trying to learn it. You get what I'm saying? Like, so, yeah, get on your manifestos, get on your compendiums, get on your channels and all that good stuff, and do what you need to do based upon whatever outcomes you want for reality. Get on that agenda. And start learning, teaching, preaching, and promoting it, carrying out any and all solutions to any and all problems on any and all levels of reality that are blocking that agenda from reaching those outcomes. And support anyone else doing the same, even if they're doing less than you, but especially if they're doing more than you. Like, this is how it all boils down to. It's the same shit over and over again. Anyway, Basin, shout out to you. It always boils down to the same shit over and over again. Let's see where we at here. Robert Migraine, what up, brother? Shout out to you. Bring on the thunder. Yes, indeed. Vazen, in fact, just for the fun of it, make the way that you speak your shit in your own. Oh, matter of fact, everybody go check out Robert Migraine's page and listen to what he said about taxes the other day. You know what I'm saying? Check out his page, man. Check out his channel, I should say. Click his name. Vazen. In fact, just for the fun of it, make the way that you speak your shit in your own fancy ass fun ways, your own fun legacy. If some being is being interested in that one day and for certain purposes, this person shall. It is being. This person shall. It is being. May you be. Insert random noun here. There be no whatever thing. You shall not be out here. These are all Vazen quotes, all Vazen phrases. The vases. We are being out here. Them bitches be out here. This is being disgraceful. You shall do insert action here. This no longer. Shut your bitch ass up. Foolish ass being. You be out here. Bitch, shut up. You cannot be out here. We do not give a bitch ass damn. What in the motherfucking bitch ass hell? This be nonsense. Are you being serious right now? We do not be no damn. This universe, mostly never the universe, but this, yeah. Now there be much more, but we shall stop here for now. Basin just gave us a bunch of his favorite phrases. For we shall stand out linguistically, uniquely, like chaos, and may it not be no 111% correct grammar or just casual common talk in general as another thing to pass down, if you shall. What you doing, Milan? Damn, someone's angry. Always. Shout out to you, though. Welcome. Vazen. Everyone should be. By the way, it's not grammar, it's grammar. Is it? I think you spelled it wrong, but maybe you're doing that on purpose as a joke. I don't fucking know. 'Cause I think the first spelling is correct. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Let's get back over here. I saw you just add something, Vazen, and I saw that it had something to do with what we was talking about here. So we might as well just, add it to it real quick, right? Forward it. I think this is from a conversation about euthanasia, right? If I recall correctly. He said, or you can be your own Dr. Jack Kevorkian, self exit. If you want, then you can attempt to have plans of having your own euthanasia clinic, or even taking it a step further and providing it for others, you see? Legacy. Shout out to Against Life 1000 for that, by the way. But then again, do that, and if you ever successfully set up your own euthanasia clinic, then congratulations. And yes, go check out her channel as well, Against Life 1000, right here on YouTube. And she's probably got other social medias as well. Um, Now you get to euthanize hundreds of beings in your area, but then at the same time, it is being about time that you have a lot of guards shielding your euthanasia clinic, whether it be 100 or 200 or 600 or 1500, and make those guards be beings that also want to die anyways, while thinking the way that you do and be your own guard too. Exactly. If you want the euthanasia that the euthanasia clinic is going to provide, well, while you're on the waiting list, go stand guard so they don't come shut it down. You got 600 people on the waiting list. Well, whenever they're available, there should be hundreds of people standing out just in case. And they should be on speed dial if anybody ever shows up to try to shut it down. Because that would be very politically, what I'm saying? Religiously, like, it'd be a very tense situation. Let's say a fucking somewhere in America, a euthanasia clinic opens, right? Bro, there'd be protests and everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel me? Like, so yeah, he's not wrong there. Like, may you be your weapons and your combat armor, but do it now. Or may you buy your weapons and your combat armor, but do it now before the currency systems fully collapse. It's another thing to spend that extra tax money on, you know what I'm saying? That's not getting taken out the check every week, you feel me? And then do some fierce combat training, and then be excellent warriors for each other and die for each other while we go put hundreds of beings into deep sleeps into their demise. There's different roles for different folks, you feel me? Because next thing you know, there's going to be government hoes, police officers, the FBI, ICE agents, the feds, etc., finding out about the shit sooner or later, and then coming after and hunting you down and attempting to shut that shit down. But we shall not be out here allowing that to happen so easily, for you are going to have to get past us first, let alone vanquish us before you even shut this thing down. In fact, if you do manage to erase us, then congratulations. You just gave us the euthanasia that we needed anyways. Right? For example, if you speak about something like this, that is now your manifesto. Facts. Just by talking about it, putting it out there in public, you're creating a manifesto, right? Or a part of it. Shit, you are the manifesto. Facts. Be your own manifesto, and this legacy itself, should you succeed, and pass it down later on after your demise. Be your own manifesto, and this legacy itself, should you succeed, and pass it down later on after your demise. Facts. Shout out to you, Vazen. So that was responsibility, legacy, and now we are here at reasons for being. Check out this video. Check out his channel. His channel's actually pretty decent. He actually has a decent channel. But check out that video. Everyone is chasing money. I'm chasing a reason to live. So you can get the context of what's being said here. Shout out to Anthony, because he's the one, or AX Tony. I think it says Anthony. I don't know. But shout out to him for just giving me the idea, because he only said a couple sentences, and it just made me think about some things. He said, everyone is doing what they meant to do. There is no reason. Shit. I forgot what else I was going to say. That happens to me a lot, Anthony. But I get what he means here. There is no reason. All this shit is happening simply because it's possible. Like, existence simply is. The only point to existence is to exist. Other than that, there's really no point to the shit. There's no reason for existence. It simply is because it can be, and it will continue to persist as long as it's able to. Right? It just is what it is. So let's go check out what we said about that. That's why you have to create your own reason for existing. Because if you have zero reason to exist, you might as well just kill yourself right now. Like, you know, like, and honestly, that's really how I look at it, is that everyone has a reason to exist, whether they know it or not, whether they like it or not. So if they didn't, they would just die. If you have zero reason to exist, you'd stop eating, stop drinking, you wouldn't do anything. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, if you have zero reasons to live, you will do zero things. When you wake up, you wouldn't move. You would just stay laying in bed. You would piss yourself, shit yourself. You would never shower, brush your teeth, wash your face. You would never go to work or do anything to make money because you wouldn't care to pay bills. You wouldn't care about health. You wouldn't care about dental. You wouldn't care about friends, family, girlfriends, boyfriends, love interests, internet, anything. If you have zero reasons to live, zero, none, literally none, my guy, you would just stop living. You know, like, literally, you would stop living. Like, anyone who truly reaches the point of zero reasons to live, those are the people who actually cross the threshold of suicide. The people who can't cross that threshold, who can't overcome that survival instinct, is because they still have something they're attached to here. They still have a reason to be here. They might not want to admit that to themselves, but it's true. Even if it's just fear of the unknown, even if it's just being like, I don't know what's going to happen after I die, even if it's just a subconscious fear of that sort, it's still a reason. You got to dig into your consciousness and your subconsciousness to discover the reasons. So you can either lean into them while you're here or shed them and get out of here, whatever your choice may be. If they had no reason at all to be here, none whatsoever, they would die. They would absolutely kill themselves. The people who do are there. The people who have zero reasons to be there are like, I am done. Even with people who have good reasons to stay, if they have more reasons not to, they're the ones who overcome that shit. It's the people who either have more reasons to stay, whether they know that or not, whether they like it or not, whether they want to admit it to themselves or not, that can't actually kill themselves. There's a reason motherfuckers can't do it. There's a reason they can't override that that survival instinct of the body. And it's because they still have reasons not to, whether they know it or not. This is why detachment is key for people who do want to exit this realm. Because once you're truly, fully detached from it, at that point, it's easy. When you hear the stories about people who commit suicide, leading up to their suicide, for years even, they could be troubled, depressed, angry, sad, blah, blah, blah. And all these issues in life, yada, yada, blah, blah, blah. You know, all the thought processes of a suicidal person, right? But then once they've actually reached that moment where they have no more reasons to stick around, once they've actually truly reached the point they're going to do it, what do people always say? Man, I don't know. It was like the best day that they had in a long time. They were so happy, and they were like, we were just chilling. You know, they had been depressed, but it seemed like they came out of the funk, like they were out of it. Like, I thought they were back, you know? They were happy. They were like their old self again. Like, they could smile. And it's because the weight of this reality has already been lifted from their shoulders because they've already made the decision they're going to kill themselves. And it's a guarantee. Like, they're not struggling with it anymore. The survival instinct is no longer holding them back. They usually just need a day or two to finish the detaching process. So they go say, you know, see their family, see their friends. They usually do something that they wanted to do, and then they go kill themselves. That's usually how it lines up, unless it's a spur of the moment situation, which can happen any which way. Spur of the moment's a spur of the moments, you know what I'm saying? Like, moments of passion, you know, like our moments of passion. But when it comes to this long, drawn out process of hating this fucking reality, being, you know, at least suicidal on a contemplative, what is the word? At least ideationally suicidal. You know, they have suicidal ideations. Usually when they do, they either just never commit suicide or they finally reach the point of suicide. And when they do, they seem happy. All of a sudden, everyone thinks, oh, well, they were happy. They were smiling. They were, you know, it was their old self. Like, you know, he was himself again. And then the next day he was dead because he finally felt free enough to enjoy himself at all here for the last like 24 hours. Because he just wanted to, go say bye to his friends, family, whatever the fuck, you know what I'm saying? Like they just put out, what was that, a documentary or something on Travis Barker? The singer, is it Travis Barker? Yeah. Wanted to call him Chester. No, it's Chester. I can't remember which one is which now. The dude from Linkin Park who had the glasses, he had the crazy voice, he could sing, and he killed himself. One of the greatest fucking vocalists of all time. Anyway, that dude. Chester Bennington. Whatever. You all know who I'm talking about. And they said, for years, this dude was depressed, blah, blah, blah. He ended up having alcohol problems, drug problems, all sorts of, he had to go to fucking rehab. He had therapists all the time. Like, it's like, and this is one of the reasons his music was so good, because he really felt everything he was fucking saying, and he put his whole soul into that shit, right? Which is sad. Artists usually have to be pretty fucked up to be great artists. If they're not fucked up, they're probably not great. It's just true. This is what it is. Art is sad for the most part. But they said in his final few days, when he finally, right before he took his life, him, his wife, his kids, or his ex-wife, whatever she was at the time, baby mama, I don't know, girlfriend, whoever the fuck, like his female, his kids, his friends, his band, like all the people around him said, he came out of his funk. He was happier than ever. This was the best version of him, according to them, that they had seen from him in multiple decades. For like 2-3 days, or like a week or something like that. And then he killed himself. With plans, because they had plans to do something like the next day or some shit, like, and then he killed himself. So this dude had like supposedly the best week out of decades. Had plans into the future, and then killed himself. Because he had decided that week that he was going to kill himself. He just needed to get all his detachments in place. He needed to spend some time with his kids, with his woman, with the and then he killed himself. You get what I'm saying? He no longer had reasons to live. His children, his woman, wife, girlfriend, baby mama, whoever the fuck, his friends, family, band, music, money, all of it. None of it was worth sticking around for. That's how low he got. That's how far gone he was. And once he hit that zero state, he was basically already non-existent while still existing in this form. He was basically already dead while still alive. And that dude was world famous, one of the greatest fucking vocalists of all time. One of my favorite artists ever. People who loved him all around him. People would look at that life and be like, that motherfucker had it made. How could he feel that way? How could he do such a thing? He had friends, family, children. How could he do it? Because once a motherfucker really reaches that point, it doesn't matter. You can't keep them around based on like logic or attachments, or because they're just not attached to them anymore. I know a lot of people on this side of the internet are antinatalists, but just think of it, if you had kids and you loved those kids, yet somehow you were able to detach from them hard enough to where they weren't a good enough reason to stick around. What's going on in that man's mind? And it's not like he was separated from them or anything. Like, like his family was all right there. His friends were all right there. Band, like he was famous. Like, like, and yet he still killed himself. And in his final week, after years and years and years of like depression and drug issues, alcohol, all sorts of shit, he had a wonderful week. And then killed himself. Because he finally reached that zero state. He was in nirvana, if you will. He was at peace. And because of that, he could behave in such a free manner for that final week of his life. And this happens all the time with suicidal people who are long-term suicidal. Short-term, quick, like suicides of passion, like where it's like sudden, like, those are much more random and chaotic. But when it comes to long-term suicidal ideation, this is usually the path it takes. Years, if not decades, ups and downs until finally there's like a day, a week, even a month where this person seems to be better than they've been ever, in a long time, if not ever, and then dead. And everyone's shocked. Everyone's shocked. They're like, if he did it a year ago, I would have expected it. Him doing it this week, it blew my mind. It floored me. It floored me. We had plans today. He killed himself 6 hours ago. I talked to him 7 hours ago. He killed himself an hour after I spoke to him and said we were going to go do something. I'm shocked and astonished. Because he didn't need to go do that something. He was already gone. You know what I'm saying? Like, but he wasn't going to say that to you and ruin your thoughts. And, he didn't want anybody trying to stop him. It wasn't a cry for help. You know what I'm saying? When people are crying for help, they say things like, I want to kill myself. I hate this. We all do it to a certain extent. We're all ideationally suicidal, right? So we all do this to a certain extent, and we all do come together in groups. We have this server right here where we're all talking to each other, right? This is all group therapy and all this shit, right? When people are really ready and they've truly made the decision, all that shit goes out the window. They seem like they're no longer suicidal at all because there's no more ideation. It's a decision now. They've already made it. For real, for real. Not like, hey, I'm going to kill myself at some point in the future, or I might. No, they've already made it. They've got the whole plan laid out. They've got the day and the time set. And they're so set on it, they're not fretting, they're not warning, they're not saying anything about it. They're living their best life. It's like if somebody told you today, you got 5 days left to live, what would you do? A lot of people are going to eat something they'll never eat. They're going to do the things like, I want my mama's cookie pudding. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want my favorite chicken. I want to see my kids. I want to see my girl. Maybe get some pussy. Maybe go see that movie I wanted to see. Go to that place one last time. Think about what you would want to do if you had 5 days left. Good things, bad things. Whatever they may be. Replace all that shit I just said with your shit. Right? And then look at how these people act in their final days. When everyone thinks that they're fine. They have their death shit lined up. They run it down and then they die. Then they kill themselves. So yes, there is no inherent reason to life. Life just is. Life literally, the reason for life is simply survival and replication. That's it. Beyond that, there's no higher reason. It's just for it to continue going. That's the purpose of life. That's the purpose of existence. To live, to exist. That's it, right? And then to replicate in order to extend life, to extend existence, right? But as a being that is alive in this retarded ass, completely unreasonable existence, this existence whose only reason is to exist, you then have to come up with your own reasons for existing beyond your biological ones. If you don't, you will eventually reach a point, or you could or should eventually reach a point where you're so detached from this reality you can just check the fuck out of here. Because if the only thing holding you here is your survival instinct, truly, that's the only thing holding you, you'll override it eventually. The problem is that's not the only thing holding most people here, even when they think it is. They have reasons to live. They have things they love, like expectations. They're looking forward to things. They have plans. Screaming, I fucking hate life, but they still got plans, things they love, places they're gonna like. They still have reasons to live. Motherfuckers be 20 years old talking about like they hate life, yet still live till 70. Talking shit the whole time, never committed suicide. You get what I'm saying? Like, they had a reason to live for those 50 years. Even if it wasn't a good enough reason for them not to complain about life, they still found some reason to continue going day in, day out, week in, week out, month in, month out, year in, year out, decade in, decade out, for decades longer than when they first became suicidal. I've been suicidal since I was 4 years old. I'm 38 now. Well, I'll be 38 this year. Like 4 months, right? I'm still here. But I know I'm suicidal, and I know I have suicidal ideation, but I also understand the attachments I still have and realize that it's not just my survival instinct keeping me here. If I was to actually be capable of exiting myself, there's certain attachments that would need to be detached from first. Now, there are certain ways for those attachments to be detached from. Quick, fast, and in a fucking hurry. But they are still in existence at this moment, and nothing is superseding or overriding them. There could be overriding factors that cut those attachments off, you know? You could be married and in love with your wife, and then you walk in and see her cheating on you with 6 dudes. That's a quick way to detach from something. You know, in that moment, you're not detached. You're attached to the anger, the feelings, the emotion, all the shit it causes. But over time, fuck that whore. You get what I'm saying? Like, or vice versa for the ladies out there. Like, you're no longer in love. Like, that's one attachment you just let go of, and it might even drive you towards depression and all the. It might actually make it easier to commit homicide or suicide, etc. You know what I'm saying? Going down any of those sidal paths. You feel me? And then there's transcending your attachments, such as, like, for me, I have people I love here. I have certain attachments to certain people and things here, right? But at the same time, if I think that AI is going to make me part of the Borg tomorrow, I will kill myself today. If the police kick in the door right now, I'm willing to die. Am I going to shoot myself right now? No. Do I plan to die right now? No. But if they kick in the door right now, well, it's fucking go time. Get what I'm saying? Because me surviving as a human for any reason is vastly inferior to the importance of me not becoming a Borg. If I was to be afraid of anything in this reality, that would be the closest thing I have to a fear. I don't even know if I call it a fear because I understand it too much to be afraid of it. Like, when you understand something so well, it's like hard to be scared, you know? But if I had a fear, that would be it. You get what I'm saying? And that fear would supersede the continuation of any attachments I have that allows me to continue living this life. Like, really fast. Really fucking fast. You know? So what he's really saying in that video is, while they're all chasing money, meaning while they're all given a meaning by the dominant societal structure that has them enslaved to itself, he's trying to find a real reason to continue being here. Because if he has no real reason to be here, why is he here? Why has he not killed himself yet? Why is he still alive? Why are any of us, if we have no reason to be here, other than what slavery demands of us? You know what I'm saying? That's what he's saying in the video. All these people, their only reasons for existing are slave reasons given to them by their dominant slave society. He's looking for a greater reason to be. Or their biology, or religion, or whatever their belief systems are. All of the above. You get what I'm saying? And that's what we do over here when we talk about our solutions. What outcomes do you want for reality, for any and all possible levels of reality? What agendas would be required to reach those outcomes? What are all the possible problems facing those agendas? What are all the possible solutions to all of those possible problems? Now learn, teach, preach, promote, and carry out any and all possible solutions to any and all possible problems that would be hindering your agenda on any and all possible levels of reality in order to achieve the outcomes you seek. Now you have a reason for being that is higher than slavery. Now you have a reason for being that is higher than just being. You have a reason to live that is higher than just living. You have a reason to exist that is higher than just existing. You have a reason to be that is higher than simply surviving and replicating. You now have your own agenda. You get what I'm saying? So yes, there is no inherent reasoning for life itself other than life itself. Survival and replication. But everyone, whether they know it or not, or admit to it or not, or like it or not, has their own personal reasons for existing. Whether they are introspective enough to really be able to take down that list, yeah, that's up to the individual. But everyone has it. Everyone has attachments. If they didn't, if we had zero attachments to this reality, other than our biology itself, we would all commit suicide. And it would be easy. We do it with smiles on our faces, but we don't because we can't. Because we are still attached in some form or fashion. You know what I'm saying? Sky hated this reality. He was in pain and all that. But did you see how he was before he killed himself? I ain't never seen that motherfucker smile so hard. I went back through his videos and shit. I ain't never see that nigga so calm, so happy. And he was always a calm kind of dude. Like, he was always like cheery in his demeanor, but that nigga was like excited. Sky, aka the Ronin. I think his channel's still up. I gotta go look at it. I haven't looked at it in a while. I think it's still up. Go check it out. Sky the Ronin. You get what I'm saying? The Ronin was excited before he left this realm. Remember when, if I don't know if any of y'all heard Guy Edward Barkis's Manifesto, but you can hear it in his voice. He's like finally happy. He's like excited, like, because he's finally getting the fuck out of here, and he has no more attachment to being here. When people are really capable of making that decision at that time, when they really get there, it becomes very obvious. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we do all have our reasons for existing, whether we like it or not, whether we admit that to ourselves or not, whatever, right? But we do have to look that in the mirror first. If we ever want to detach from those reasons. Or if we ever want to find reasons to continue. You know, some people might write down their reasons for being like, damn, I actually don't want to die just yet. Oh, damn, I actually am not as suicidal as I thought I was. Well, other people might write it down and go, you know what? Yeah, no, I could detach from all that. And I need to. And I'm going to start my journey one thing at a time until I can fucking detach enough to get the fuck out of here. But that starts with acknowledging our attachments, which we do all have. That starts with acknowledging our reasons for still being here. The reasons we haven't all blown our brains out or jumped from a fucking tall building. You get what I'm saying? There's a reason you fear the bodily harm. Like people, oh, I'm afraid of heights. You're afraid of heights because your body is afraid of death. If you're no longer afraid of death, truly, your body can't be afraid of heights anymore. Literally can't. You'd overcome it. You'd be standing on the edge of the building laughing like the Joker as you teeter off the other side. You know? And that's where we all need to get to. Whether we actually end up doing it or not, self-exiting or not, we all need to get to the point where we could, where we can. Yeah. So like you said in that video, figure out what your current reasons are for existing. Are they just slave reasons? Is it just biological reasons? And if it is, start moving to override those, because if that's all you got left, it should be easier to override. If you have anything else, you know, like start really looking at that. And if you do plan to continue existing for any time, whether it's another day or another 100 years, you should have a reason for that. What is your reason? You know, anybody who watches my channel and watches my live streams, they know my reason. You know, like my reasons are pretty clear. So I don't have to go over all that here. You know, like, but for anybody listening to this, what are your reasons for still being here? What is your mission? What is your agenda? What goals do you seek? What are you attempting to accomplish just by existing tomorrow? Why are you going to wake up tomorrow and do anything at all? Why? And if the answers to that question are not based around you engaging in your agenda in order to achieve your desired outcomes, you're fucking up. Just thinking, why did I get up today? The answer better have something to do with what you desire for the outcome. Why am I going to get up tomorrow? What am I doing right now? What have I done all day? What am I going to do for the rest of the day? Why? How does any of that help my agenda reach its outcomes that I seek? That's the question to ask yourself every day, week, month, year, etc., your whole life. If your answers are all slave answers, if they're all existential, biological, if they're all systemic and slave based, really look in the mirror and understand those are your reasons for being. Whether you like it or not, you've attached yourself to those reasons. And I'm not talking to you, Anthony, or anything. I'm just saying, since you brought up the conversation, I'm just saying that out loud. Anyone listening, like, if you ain't got nothing but slave answers, life answers, biology answers, then you're being nothing but a slave. Why are you still here? Either start doing something while you're here that leads reality, even in the slightest ways, towards the outcomes you seek. Or get the fuck out of here. Get your shit together. Realize that you're just being a slave and start mentally working towards suicide. Real talk. Figure it out. Start studying the psychology. Start studying the neurology. Start studying all those. Well, what reasons do I have? I have these biological and these existential reasons. Well, what are these? Physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, philosophically, metaphysically, et cetera, et cetera. Break those reasons down to their finest levels. Understand why you have any attachment to them at all, and then break that shit. You know what I'm saying? Don't lie to yourself. Don't say you have no reason to live, because that's a lie. If you had zero reason to live, you would die right now. Period. Anyone who reaches the true zero state is dead. Or soon will be. Very soon. Like in a matter of days. They'll be dead. Or they're already dead. Anyone else? No, they still have reasons to exist, whether they like it or not, know it or not, whether they've actually sat down and really reflected and introspected on that or not. It just is what it is, right? So let's figure all that out, Find what your reasons are for being, for living as a human, let alone existing at all, right? And understand if those are your reasons or someone or something else's reasons that have been placed upon you. And either choose your own reasons to continue while shedding all other reasons, or shed all reasons and shed your coil of flesh. You feel me? Either find and develop and lean into your reason for continuing to live and / or exist, or start detaching from all of that so you can finally shed the flesh by choice. Shout out to you, Anthony, because you made me think these thoughts. I was sitting here thinking them, and I'm like, I might as well just record them out loud since I'm sitting here thinking them anyway, right? Shout out to Anthony. See what we got next here, right? So he said, man, I don't know what to say, but that's got me thinking. Thank you. I just mean there's no reason for this place to exist. Agreed. It simply does because it can. Trust me, I get what you mean. Ultimately, it's all pointless. Existence simply is. I feel you. I want to exist, just not whatever the fuck we are. Wherever the fuck we are. If it's either this or nothing, then this. So I said, thank you for your honesty. Whether we like to admit that out loud or not, that is generally the truth for anyone and everyone, which is why people don't kill themselves. Even if we can intellectually, philosophically, and metaphysically understand, understand, and overstand reality to the point of wanting everything to cease existing, we should still be able to look in the mirror and realistically introspect on why we've yet to self-exit or go to war, literally, in the physical sense, let alone anything less than that, like stop paying taxes. Like, why do we still get up to go to work? Like, what I'm saying? Let alone as high as self-exit, Because if we're still here, thinking the way we think at all, there's reasons. If people can find their reasons, whatever reasons are for them, they can truly embrace their life and existence or free themselves from it in any and all ways possible. But until we really understand our reasons for being in the first place, our reasons, not realities, not existences, not societies, not natures, etc., our reasons for being in the first place, we can't really lean into them nor free ourselves from them, let alone a mix of both simultaneously, because that can be done. Amazing. I love how you just be adding shit randomly. And otherwise, go chase a reason to die. I agree. Go chase a reason to be the void, not just because of depression, but for philosophical reasons too, if you shall also head there. Go chase a reason to die. Find a reason to die. If you go back to like old warrior cultures, samurai, Spartans, etc., they said the same thing. If you lived to old age, either you were really that good, nobody could kill you, or yo ass never found a reason to die. You never found something worth fighting for. You never found a shame in your life based on what you think, speak, or do worth dying over, like self exiting. Because, samurais, too much shame to their honor and they'll kill themselves. Now, why they would get shame to their honor, a lot of those reasons are bullshit, but get the point. What is your honor? What brings you shame? For me, it's being a fucking slave. A willing slave brings me more shame than anything else. And that's being a slave to anything, including life and existence. Let alone anything on this fucking mundane muggle human level, which is even more shameful. It's disgraceful, despicable. Ugh. Life itself is harder to beat. Existence, much harder to beat. But the shit here, in this existence, in this life, at this human level, yeah, fuck that. I'm definitely not letting that shit maintain my enslavement for my entire fucking life. Fuck out of here. And I don't want to see anybody else enslaved, let alone generations beneath me. I'd rather them all be dead than be enslaved. If they can't be free, they don't need to be. Period. Freedom or death at all levels of reality, in all ways, all the way up to reality itself. Do you get what I'm saying? Go chase a reason to fucking die. Shout out to you, Vazen. 10% battery remaining. On that note, that's all I got to say tonight. And I'm going to end it on that. Go chase a reason to die. Peace and chaos.